Good afternoon and welcome to the Tower of Saragosa, our weekly live play of Fantasy Age. I'll be your Games Master for today. I'm Brian F. Irving from Gethsemane Games and DH9 Radio, and I'll be running a scenario of my own devising, the Tower of Saragosa, using the Fantasy Age rules by our friends over at Green Ronin Publishing. The music you'll be hearing today is by the DH9 Radio Production Unit, which sounds quite grand, but it's basically me and the cat, and Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com, and Tabletop Audio as well. Maps are by myself using Campaign Cartographer 3 by Pro Fantasy Software, and will actually be available for sale after the campaign through my drive-through RPG account, and also available on my Patreon, along with an awful lot of other stuff, including a fresh campaign setting that we're developing at the moment. So do check out my Patreon. Link will be in the YouTube comments when that goes up tomorrow morning. So our cast today are Louise Morris.
Hello!
As the Orcish artist and rogue Mog of the Bright Eye clan, Sean McGuile.
Afternoon.
As the human knight Sir Kellen of Highgate, and Patrick Heavyside.
Hello.
As Gora Clovenhelm, the dwarf priestess of Palor. Previously on the Tower of Saragosa, the party and the tower's inhabitants have grown distrustful and suspicious of one another. It's gotten worse since then, actually. Recent events have made it clear that someone or something is playing each off against the other. The mages that live in the tower and the party confronted one another about their suspicions in the upper living room, and a battle broke out as the butler came through the door and morphed into a giant demon. Where we left the battle, the demon is currently on the run, having taken an awful lot of damage in the opening rounds of the battle at the hands of the party. The mages are split into at least 2, possibly 3 different factions. At least one mage is shouting warnings to the party, and at least 2 are firing on the party. Everything is extremely chaotic, everything is extremely confused, and that is where we rejoin the game on combat round 6. In the upper living room on level 5, so I'll just take us over to that. It's actually spread out across most of the the 5th level of the tower now. All hell having broken loose. We have some casualties already, I think, if I recall correctly, and we are entering combat round 6. So. Now, just before we do that, last week there was a couple of questions, a couple of rules questions that I had to adjudicate on the fly, and I said I would adjudicate them finally this round. So let me just read out the adjudication if I can find it. Because since I adjudicated it in the logistics chat, we've gone on to post an awful lot of pictures of Bruce Forsyth for reasons best known to ourselves. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, I'm having a bit of trouble getting back to the adjudication. Here we are. So, my adjudication re the counter spell versus the seer's special ability that allows them to reroll failed spells. The rule as written implies that the use of counter spell causes a target spell to act as if the caster had failed a casting test. This would permit the seer to re-roll their spell casting attempt using their special ability. However, it's unclear if this was the rule as intended, which, as many listeners and all my players know, I always rank rule as intended over rule as written. So I've decided to go one further up the chain, because above even rule as intended, I tend to rank the rule of cool. What would make for the best and most interesting story? Therefore, in this instance, I believe that the rule of cool agrees with the rule as written and not as necessarily intended. The idea of a mage duel in which the mage keeps counterspelling and that counterspell is then countered by the seer's special ability and backwards and forwards just strikes me as something that's pretty cool, pretty exciting, and could lead to a really interesting mage off, I suppose you would call it. Therefore, my decision is that from this point forwards, the seer special ability does allow the mage to recast if their first casting attempt was successfully counterspelled. There we go. So there's the adjudication, and just for those at home, that is not an official that is not an official thing from Green Ronin. That's just how I'm going to be doing it in our campaign. Each individual games master, of course, should come to their decision themselves. So, with that in mind, let's plunge straight back into the utter chaos. And combat round 6 has broken out. Sir Kellen of Highgate to go. What would you like to do?
Right, at this point, quick disambiguation of control of Adrienne at this point.
Yes.
Seeing as we don't have a cast member controlling her.
Good point, yes.
Is it okay for me to deal with her actions, seeing as she's with me
Yes.
Go for it.
and the other players are a room away?
Yeah.
I think
That
it makes
respect.
sense since you two have kind of almost inadvertently teamed up. So yes, I will say go ahead.
Okay, so on that basis, seeing as we both go before anybody else,
Yep.
doing the actions at the same time, effectively,
Right, yes.
is kind of like all as one, I don't know, go as such. It could be in either order, because I could hold my action, she could do hers, and then I could do mine in that respect. So what the plan is to basically... Magnus is at the point of he's blinded and surrendered.
He is, yes, and I don't seem, for some reason, I don't seem to have the hood in. Oh, that's because he surrendered. That's why. Yes, that's fine.
He's got a like a slash through the eyeball.
There is an eye symbol on him.
Yes, it's in the turn order. I've been tracking spells as they're due to dissipate, but it'll be because he's surrendered that I've not included that spell.
Lyra's down and out for the account at this point. So
Yes.
Is blind for 4 rounds, then don't forget the upkeep, Sean.
okay, right, yeah.
So I will just add a thing in. Then, if we feel it's going to be necessary, I'll just add. So it's
also,
shadow hood, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Picking up from the last thing said on the last session, you were going to review the previous session to see how many rounds the tentacles had remaining to them.
That's already
Brian.
done. Yeah, that's
It's
already.
already done. Cool. Awesome.
Okay, so I'm getting an odd. Let's just try that. Okay, it's worked the second time. I must have misclicked the first time. I got a very odd. Oh, actually, that's still a bit. Ah, yes. Sorry, I know what I've done wrong. Sorry, go ahead, Sean. My mistake, and I have now corrected it.
Okay, right. So, Adrienne's going to move over to.
Yep.
Effectively there.
She's right on the edge of the tentacles there, but not actually in them.
But not actually in them.
Yeah,
in that-
because she's
in that
moved into
space.
that square, which is kind of half in and half out, but she's moved there intentionally, so she is out. Had she been skirmished into that square, I would say should be in the
okay.
tentacles.
All right. At which point, I'm going to let's say Adrian's going to effectively open the door as I move. What's his name?
Gildan?
Gildane, that's it. The guy whose name nobody can ever remember.
Remember, yeah, including me, and I wrote it. I assume it's the southern door. You mean she's opening? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, don't we?
And I will advance to this space here, seeing into the room.
Okay, I'll just check your line of
And
sight.
my intention is to speak to the master, as it were.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Effectively having 2 hostages, as it were. It seems a bit threatening. In order to get him to calm down and stop attacking us, to talk to us.
Okay. Right. Give me a communication.
Do you want etiquette? Do you want what?
persuasion, I think I'll go
Persuasion.
for. Yeah.
Communication, persuasion. Okay. Well, I don't have persuasion. I have etiquette and deception.
Just give us a straight communication then.
A 10.
Okay, 10. So that sounds to me like it's not very likely to have calmed him down much. Possibly
I've
because
got-
the first thing you see when you open the door isn't the master you were expecting. It's a socking great giant spider that's kind of in combat with the master. So you're yelling through at him to calm down, and he's in combat. Well, the spider seems to be attempting to attack him. He's oddly enough not paying as much attention to it as you might do if you were being attacked by a giant spider. But it is clearly distracting him a little bit.
Okay.
Sean, if I can make you a suggestion,
Uh-huh.
obviously, if you're in control, I'm purely throwing this into the ring. Why not use Adrian's seer ability on Kellen for 5 magic points to boost your communication ability?
Right. How does that work then?
Right. You read the signs to gain insight to help avoid costly errors. You may spend 5 magic points and name a particular ability and focus. In this case, communication. For the rest of the encounter, you may re-roll tests of that type for 2 magic points per test. However, you must take the results of the second roll and cannot re-roll any one test more than once. You only push fit so far. The master level of that allows you to use it for an ally.
Right. Okay. So, for how many magic points does that cost then?
That would be 7 in total. 5
yeah.
for the basic cast, and it's not a cast, but 5 to activate the ability,
Yeah.
and 2 to give you a reroll on that.
Right. So that takes her down to that then. Okay. Right. So if I go for a reroll on
Yes.
communication,
Yeah, I don't think the master's terribly swayed by that, but I should probably pop him up just to have a bit of a look at his.
And is there a plus for the fact that he's got a hostage? Did you say you were taking Gildane with you?
yes.
Okay, so you've got Gildane as a hostage, and who's the other one? It's Lyra. Let me just check what his opinion of both is, how much he cares about those two. Okay, so I will look at the right book instead of the wrong one, and then it'll be a lot easier to find. This is a problem with running multiple campaigns and using identical notebooks in each. So, Feywild, Fallen Kingdom, Company of Light, here we go. Let's try that again. So you have Gildane, which will... that's in Hallier's apprentice, so he doesn't care. You have Lyra, who's in Hallian's apprentice, so he does. Although not that much. So, let me have a look. Okay, we'll take that up to 12 for you then. And I will... Tower of Saragosa, Company of Light, NPCs, Master... Okay, and... right. Okay. That's going to be a fail then, I'm afraid. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I might give him a willpower test just in case. He might be in one of his uncharacteristically thing. I'll give him a willpower test against it. So he'll be +1 on this. Yeah. Nope, hasn't worked on this occasion.
Puppets of Fate.
You can try Puppets of Fate. Yep. Okay, so are you burning a point out of your Puppets of Fate pool?
Sean, you okay with that?
Oh shit,
Yeah.
sorry, I've already clicked, I didn't mean to. Okay, so I'm going to re-roll that because that was a click in error.
It would have been that kind of test anyway. Then
Well, yes, it would. It would. Okay, we'll keep it. So that's a 20. That's a pass on the save and throw.
okay.
Unfortunately for you. So that's a puppet of fate point gone. Mark it off.
Yep, done.
That's the master really doesn't seem to care much at the moment about anyone else. So
Right.
that is Kellen has moved, opened the door, and spoken. So that's his
Basically
actions.
the turn. Yeah.
Actions
yeah.
done.
Right.
I'm afraid.
No, Adrienne opened the door.
Still moved and spoken those two. Oh no, speaking's anything you
10
get a
seconder.
dice roll for is considered an action, isn't it? So yeah, that's 2 minor actions. So unfortunately, that's him done. So it's Adrienne. Did she move? Yes, she did. She moved.
She's moved.
So Adrienne's done as well then. So it's straight over to the butler.
Well, she moved and opened the door,
Activated an ability.
activating ability,
Yeah.
which is a free action, as previously declared.
Yeah, but she's moved, minor action. She's opened a door, which is an activate action. So there's two actions.
Well, if that's your rule, that's your rule, and that's your ruling. Absolutely.
Yeah, is there a reason you would think that would be incorrect, and I'll consider it?
Just because last week with Adrienne herself, I moved her, closed this door, and continued to move past.
Yeah, I kind of allowed that because she was already planning all of that in one go, so I kind of
Understood?
took the technically you need a special ability to interrupt a move, but I thought that would have been a bit picky. Whereas this time
Right.
she was not intending anything else after I moved, so she's moved, stopped, opened the door. So I think it would be 2 minor actions, and that's
Absolutely.
So the butler's turn now, or the butler / demon, is having the ever living shit kicked out of him from through the murder hole. So I think he's going to do one for the time being, and he's going to, since he's flying, he's going to use his 3-dimensional options that others may not have, and I'm going to move him onto the Games Master's lair. Games Master
Do
lair.
we see which direction he goes?
I'm going to allow you a perception test. Now, technically, this requires a dice roll, but this is very passive, and I'm demanding it of you, so I
Right.
won't count
See
against
which
your
way you
actions.
dragged him.
Sorry?
I did see which way you dragged him.
Oh, absolutely, definitely headed south. But did he head south and up, or
Right,
south
okay.
and
Yeah.
down? Is the question.
Right,
For that, you're going to need a perception seeing test. Go ahead and do it now. I'm going to set it as an average. Oh, well, it's a small aperture, so I'm going to set it as slightly above average. So 13 is your target number. So Monk,
Gotcha.
you
Monk's
noticed
spotted
that he went down.
Right. Okay.
As he went
Oh,
past,
good.
he was angling down towards the ground.
So
Okay.
very useful.
Question.
Yes.
Is the murder hole big enough for me to get out of?
Nope.
No.
No.
Right. Next question. This window down here, does it have glass in it?
I don't think you've ever actually seen the window because I think the curtain's been drawn all the time, so you don't know the answer. But all the other windows you've encountered have had leaded glass in them, so yes, you probably will have. And you know the
Except for
one
the one in the
demon
bathroom.
head-butted his way out, except for
Yes.
the one in the bathroom, I think, which was just shuttered. But in the main tower, the ones in the main tower have all been leaded glass. The ones in
Okay.
the annexes and extensions, not necessarily. You know the demon went through one that he had to head-butt out and gashed his face a lot on the way out. So.
I'm just trying to decide if it would piss off everybody else that lives here that may be on our side or not if I adamant through this window
Ah, right. Yeah.
and just run down the wall after him.
Well, I'm just going to
Firing as you go.
Yeah, I'm just going to see what
I don't have a loaded pistol.
Oh, I wish I thought to do that before I went.
Louise, Gora does, and they're all on her belt.
Yeah, would that cost me an extra action though? To grab one off you?
It would be a minor action to grab a
Yeah.
pistol, yeah.
Yeah, so like
Uh.
I wouldn't be able to act. However, I do have 3 coconuts in my bag.
Well, all I'll say is just make sure that you indicate to Gora which way he's gone.
Okay.
Is running that way not a big hint?
Okay, so target number was 11. That's a cast. That's a successful cast, so that's a draw power, so that spell power's going up by... In fact, all the spell powers on the demon go up by 1. I'm going to type them into their spells so that I don't forget during the course of play. In the unlikely event that he survives this encounter and returns to harass you in a previous one, remind me I need to drop all his spell powers back down by 1 again. So they should all lead to that. That one hasn't been done. There we go. Just pop that up. And pop this one up. That's all his spell powers have increased from casting draw power. And I need to reduce his mana by 3. Really wishing he had more mana at this point. There we go. He's getting through it quite rapidly.
Yes.
Next up on the bill is Mog of the Bright Eye Clan.
Hello. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Right.
So I take it this is just gonna be my entire turn because smashing the window is gonna be some sort of action, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Well, you could
Right.
you could just open it if it opens.
It
you don't need to
does.
smash it.
Yes. It opens from the inside, yes.
This is the problem when you've got a really good healer at your back. You
Yeah.
start to come up with plans like, I'll smash
just-
the window with my face.
Yeah, there could be scars involved.
It-
Yeah.
makes me
To be honest,
wonder.
I didn't even think of opening the window.
The thing is, if your character didn't think of it,
Yeah, that's
character
a
didn't
very
think
good
of it.
point.
I am going to rule that whilst Louise didn't think of it, their character probably did, because even orcs are probably going to think twice about opening a window by smashing it with their face.
And also, Mog is a rogue.
Yes.
That's a very good point.
Subtlety, subtlety.
A thinking person's orc.
I think a person's orc.
Well,
Okay, well, the door behind Gora is already open because I've just checked.
Yeah, no,
so
I can
that
see
won't
straight through
impede
into that
you.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving
gonna-
to the window is an action, opening the window is an action, and that'll be you done.
Yeah. So I'm gonna charge this way and then stop and very daintily open the window.
Okay, so you
Could
charge
have
through the
done
window.
myself an injury there. Glad I thought of that.
When the plan is to jump out of a window 5 stories up, given,
Whoa, don't worry.
given abilities though, it's not that bad a plan. But
Right, okay. It's like that meme I was looking at this morning where like the first pictures of the characters from the Lord of the Rings, and it said the party as they imagined it when they created them. And the second is from Monty Python's Holy Grail. It's like the party in play. It's pretty true of most groups, I find. Okay, so Mog has gone hurtling through the open door behind Gora, flung the window open and looked for where the demon is. The demon is currently cowering at the bottom of the tower in the shade that's created by because the sun's still on. Obviously, this is early morning. The sun's still to the east, so there's quite a heavy shaded bit. And if you remember some of the spells he cast last time, that will give you a bit of a warning. So it is. I'll try that again. It is Gora to go next.
Right. Has Mog communicated the demon's location to Gora?
That would have been a free action, so she could yell something like, "He's down here."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
Coming to the murder hall.
Right, yes.
Can I look? Can I look out and down and see him?
Murder holes are extremely narrow. They're what we would also call arrow slits in a wall. So whilst
Yes.
they do allow you to look down, there will definitely be a defilade beneath because you are 5 stories up. The
Right.
demon's on the ground, so you'll definitely be defilade from where you are.
But when you say defilade, I won't be able to see him.
Yes, yes, essentially.
he's in dead ground, effectively.
Yeah, he's in dead
Right.
ground. He's
Blind
in
spot.
he's in the blind spot. Sorry, I was using a military term there because
Well, I've
to
heard you use it before,
Yep.
and I've kind of extrapolated what it meant. So I'd rather be educated and know what it means. So if it's like the
If I ever use defilade, it means it's an area that you just can't quite see or shoot into. If I ever
Right.
use enfilade, it means you are attacking from the flank and would therefore likely gain a bonus. And whilst I'm saying this, I've noticed that the map I've created, I have left a flying carpet in the bedroom. If you just have a look, you'll notice that the carpet's on the wrong map layer, therefore it's casting a shadow instead of being flat to the ground. In cartography terms, we refer to that as the flying carpet problem because everybody does it sooner or later.
I thought you meant it was an actual flying carpet and it was going to be really nice and come help us.
Or there's one somewhere in this adventure just to tantalise you all.
I'll bet it was in that secret room that we didn't go into that we planned to.
Anyway, so you can't actually see the demon from where you're at, but you still got an action. So what would you like?
Even if I can get my head out,
There's no way you can get out of
I
get
can't
your
get
head
my
out
head
of an
out.
arrow
Right.
slot.
Can't put your head
okay.
out.
Can I get my arm out?
You could probably
Wildly
just
rocketing
about get
Hang
your
on,
arm
hang
out.
on, hang on. Can I get my arm out?
You could probably just about get your arm out. Yeah.
Right. Then I'm throwing straight down
A
a
grenade.
grenade.
Of course you are. Why the fudge did I not see that coming? Okay, in which case, it is a blind attack, but you're
Yes.
actually just dropping it straight down. So I'm going to
Yeah.
cut the penalty in half, so you're only at -2.
Right. Was the demon armored?
Not in the sense of wearing external armor. Whether or not it has natural armor, entirely different question.
Right.
Also, I need to sort out these healing I didn't add back on for that round. There we go.
Well,
Nobody expects the
the
dwarven.
the other issue is that it's very fast.
Yes,
Slowing it down would be tremendously helpful.
it would.
Ice file.
Ice vial, in the hopes of freezing it.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
That'd
Make
be
an
cool.
attack.
This is accuracy, yeah?
Yeah.
Would it be accuracy grenades, or
Yes.
does it come under... Right, okay. I haven't
Oh,
got that
accuracy. Grenades.
yet.
Off
Or is it black powder, or is black powder purely for
no,
firearms?
black powder's purely for firearms. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so it's normal defense. Let me just have a look. Normal defense would be 14. So actually, you're kind of dropping it on the. Right. Yes, he is going to be able to get out of the blast of that one.
Hands?
We don't have a hands pool at present.
No, you don't.
No. Somebody
So
does.
the grenade's gone down. You hear it go off. There's the shattering sounds of ice blasting around. Actually, go roll the damage anyway. I'm going to say he takes half. Oh, and then
Okay.
he would take half again because he's in shadow form. I'm going to say he takes a quarter.
He's in shadow form?
Mhm.
Oh, so he's cast stuff that we can't see because he's now...
He cast it last week. You saw him do it. It's when we would because we
Yeah.
talked about the
That's-
icon we
recall.
used was the ninja egg.
Ah, right, yes, I do remember that, yes.
That's how he's able to regenerate in shadows.
That's right. Yeah.
Of course.
So you can roll
Right
the
then.
damage, but it'll be halved because he's
Yep.
you haven't actually beaten his defense with the penalty for throwing blind. It'll be halved
Right.
again because he's in shadow form.
Right.
And if that takes it to a fraction, it'll be 0. Actually, that's not bad. So that's down to 4, down to 2. 2 points of damage. That won't get through his armor.
Right.
But he does need a save against being chilled, doesn't he?
Is there a save? Because what it says is, for Ice Vial, this grenade creates a haze of frost that hardens to ice on contact. Targets reduce their speed by half, rounded down for the rest of the encounter.
Okay, let's reduce his speed by half then. So I am going to. What's the best way to do that on this character sheet? That's a question.
The next question I would have is:
Actually, the best way to do it. Go on.
are subsequent ice grenades cumulative?
No, I wouldn't imagine they are.
that the more ice you get on you, it goes down by half, and half of that.
I don't really think it's the weight of the ice that's causing the speed reduction. I think it's the fact that your muscles are kind of frozen, and I don't think that's liable to be cumulative. I don't think. So I'm going to say no on that one.
Okay.
So
Righty-o.
I need to add something to show that his speed is down. So let me just...
On speed on the character sheet, is there a penalty you can apply?
Not that I'm
There's like a
noticing.
box underneath.
That's its
speed?
base. The box underneath is its base. So if I was... go on, actually. If I see, even if I cut that in half, it won't...
There is a
Wait.
half icon.
There is a half icon. It's okay, I've just figured it out. It's on the character sheet now. He's got half speed. Again, that's something we'll have to remember to undo if he survives this encounter. But I think his chances of surviving this encounter are dropping every round. So that's Gurra has gone, and it is...
Did you get an appropriate icon for him?
No, I've just halved his speed on his character sheet.
Okay.
So let me just have a look for the Mistress. Mistress, there we go. Let's see what she's going to do and whose side she's decided she's on this round.
Lyra's currently unconscious.
Lyra is currently unconscious, and Lyra is one of hers. This is a very good question.
If she can see Lyra, she might want to determine whether or not Lyra's dead.
Yeah. Just a second. I'm trying to remember from last week what spells she's got cast on herself as well. So let's see. Distortion, I think. Yeah.
Distortion, yes.
Yeah.
And there was a Hands of Fate pool that she had.
There is a Hands of Fate pool. Yep, I've got. Switch the... Oh shit, I moved that the wrong way, right.
Alright.
Switch that so the Games Master's thing's less opaque so I can see. She has 4 buffs running on her at the minute, and I can't work out what some of them are.
There was a defense one.
Mm-hmm.
There was a shimmer style one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sorry, she hasn't got 4 buffs. It's 2 penalty to hit her in hand-to-hand, 5 penalty to hit her in missiles.
No, yeah.
Right, yes, and now I know what everything is.
That's
Okay.
what the 5-2 is.
Yes, yeah.
I
Hands
think
of Fate and Puppets of Fate. That's why none of them are in the turn order, because they last all round. So Hands of Fate is a paw, Puppets of Fate is a mannequin. So let me just have a look at what she's going to attempt to do this time. That might be a touch obvious, so might that. Actually, not really. Not if I do it this way around. So she's going to open fire, probably with Arcane Blast, because it doesn't cost her any mana. Although I haven't said... Yeah, okay. Arcane Blast on the person standing in the door, which of course is Kellen. So she's going to attempt to Arcane Blast you, and then move. 14, I think that's a miss on Kellen, but correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay, so you get a blast of fire comes somewhere from your forward left. Hurtles through the door, and you bring your shield up and duck under it, and it's kind of deflected upwards. And then the Mistress does a bit of a move. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so that is Mistress and Hallier's done hers. So it's Apprentice Lyra, who's currently down. So it's Master in Hillen to go next. Master in Hillen, who's in full rage mode at the moment. And I don't see his character sheet. There it is. So let's see what he's going to attempt to do. Probably something horrible, because he's a very horrible person.
Quick question.
Yes, go ahead.
Is the ice still in play?
No, when you open the door, the ice is gone.
Another quick question before he takes his turn,
Yeah.
because we're back round, aren't we?
Yeah.
Did Magnus take his damage?
We haven't got to Magnus yet.
Magnus is going last, effectively.
We haven't got all the way to the end of the turn yet.
No, nowhere near. No.
Right. It's because action was taken against Master Inhalan at the start of the turn. Right, and now it's actually his turn because he's much further down. Okay, beg your pardon.
Okay, so he's going to attempt a blood root. What the fuck's sake, I can't speak. Actually, I think he's going to save his magic points and he's going to lob a grenade through the door. Will hit two. Oh, might hit 3 people from the Mage Academy. Does he care about any of them? That's the question. Fuck it, he'll use a blood thing because that's quite expensive, though, isn't it? So
If he's trying to save magic, he could also Arcane Blast.
He could. He's. I'm just going to say how much it would cost to cast the blood magic spell again. Draw power, arcane abatement, counter spell. I'm looking at the wrong person there. I am in fucking deed. That's not helping. Blood wound. Let's see. Oh shit, he's got that much. Right, fuck it. Right, he's casting blood wound. So everybody he considers an enemy inside the room with the stairwell is a potential target for this one. So let me just blast it. Magic and blood wound. Here we go. Cast. Oof, 22. So everybody. Puppets of Fate. Right, okay. So take another Puppets of Fate point off, and I will make a save and throw for him. What's the target number?
Hang on. It's willpower, self-discipline versus spell power. Spell power 15, I think, because she doesn't have the staff at present.
So that's an 18. That's an easy pass. So he shrugs off Fate, mocking it, laughing in its face as he boils the blood of... he's an asshole. As he boils the blood of his enemies within the stairwell. So let me just talk about what save and throws those people in the stairwell are going to need. So you make the blood of all your enemies within 12... Oh, it's within 12 yards of you. Right, okay. So there's an enemy not in that room who's also going to take damage. Blood boil, causing excruciating pain. All targets take 1d6 plus magic, in this case willpower, penetrating damage, and must take a constitution test versus spell power. Those who fail can only take a minor action on their next turn. Okay, so the damage is going to happen regardless of the save and throw. Whether or not you get to act again is down to whether you pass the save and throw. So
it's a bit like Jolt.
Yes, kind of very similar in that regard to Jolt, except this hits every enemy within 12 meters.
Yeah.
So, enemy number 1 would be Kellen, who is about to take... I just need to know what his willpower... I know what his willpower is. It's 5. So, Kellen, you take 10 points of penetrating damage, and I need a saving throw, Constitution Stamina with a target of 15. You're in a lot of pain, but it's not enough to stop you doing anything. So next person up would be Adrienne. She is going to take also 10 points of penetrating damage from her blood boiling in her veins. So take 10 points of penetrating damage for her. Then I will need a saving throw from her, Constitution Stamina, with a target number of 15.
Do you have a sheet open, anybody, or do I need to open it?
I thought you were doing it.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Sheets.
Just if Sean's anything like me, he will regularly close character sheets of characters he's still got in use. I do it all the damn time.
Right, so she's got effectively a jolt on her. She's a minor action only.
Yes, she's a minor action only. So she's doubled over, screaming in pain. There's blood pouring from her eyes, her nose, corners of her mouth. It's coming out of her ears. She's actually radiating heat. She's getting so hot, she's turning bright red as well. So she's in a great deal of pain from that. And who else is an enemy? Well, let's take the one we know, because it's the one that cast that warned the party, and also cast the giant spider to try and stop the master. So it's Saria. She's going to need her saving throw, because he considers her an enemy for fairly obvious reasons at this point, I think. So let me just find Apprentice Saria's character sheet. She's going to take d6 plus 5 damage anyway, penetrating, so that's 9 damage she takes. So over to this bit. Ouch. So that will leave her on 26. And she will also need to beat a... So Constitution Stamina. Oh shit, she's not very good at this. And she's failed, so she doesn't get to act on her next action. Or she gets a minor action on her next action. I'm going to mark her with a jolt symbol, because we know what that means in mechanical terms. Okay, so remind me to take her jolt symbol off when her round comes round. Oh, look at that, it's her round. So she gets a minor action. So you can hear a woman screaming from inside the main room where the Master and Mistress are. You can't actually tell whether it's Saria or the Mistress, just from hearing the scream. You can guess, but you can't tell. So I'll already take that straight back off. So she's got a minor action only. Her minor action... God, I don't think there's anything she can do. She's kind of trapped in there with them. She could move. Right, yes, I think a bit of a scurry over that way in the hopes of getting... so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Hasn't really got her to safety, I'm afraid. But she's heading as best she can. So next up is Apprentice Guldin, who's still currently blind. Then it is Magnus, who takes 1d6 damage from being in the... Ooh. Right. Apprentice Magnus, still screaming and trying to fight his way out of the black tendrils that the demon summoned. He takes another 6 points of penetrating damage. 16.
But he does get to make a roll to see if he can escape.
He does. Can anyone remember what it is, or am I going to have to go look it up?
It's willpower, any focus, I believe.
Willpower, any focus. Okay. Which is the any focus?
And what was the
16.
demon spell power?
He's out. 15. 16. 16 at the time, 17 now. However, he's out. He's going to manage to scurry out without further ado. So his first action will be to get the hell out of there.
Which way is he going to go?
Yeah, that's a very good question. He's either going to have to try and barge his way past Kellen, which I suspect is going to be tricky, or he's going to have to run into the room where he knows Morg and Gora are, or he's going to have to run up the stairs, or down the stairs. Let's just see if he has a spell that might answer the question for him. So this is Magnus. Would have to be a spell that would move him safely, so he doesn't want to stay here. Okay, he doesn't have... He's not that good at... Okay, gonna move. Gonna move this way and then cast a spell. So he's going to run in here, fighting his way out of these tendrils. He bursts into there, gasping, spots Moggs in the corner, about to go out the window, yelps in fright, and runs over into here. And then he will cast a spell from there. He will try and cast a spell from there, I should say. If last week is anything to go by, then I think just imagining that they're actually going to succeed is probably asking a little bit too much. Magnus. So another spell I want them to cast. So magic, and down you come, down you come, down you come. And cast. Total 18. Target number 15. That's a successful cast. It dissolves into his own shadow.
Puppets of Fate.
Okay. Fuck you and your puppets of fate. Right, I think this is...
Quick question.
Yes?
Which room is the room blessed by the light of Palor?
Oh, that's here.
Oh, bollocks. You can't cast that spell.
Well done, Sean. I forgot about that.
Okay, so he can if he hides behind the curtain. Can you imagine having to hide behind the curtain? And
The thing is, the thing is, Brian, would he know the place had been blessed by the light of Palor?
yeah, light is kind of noticeable. He has to be...
Right, hang on, right, yes. The light's noticeable, fine, yeah. But would he know that it would, like, negate his spell?
Let's
make
an arcane law roll and find out. So target number on that would be average, I would say.
By the light.
11.
He's just got all those tentacles. Ultimately, is he going to notice something like, more
The
light
shining
than normal?
light of a deity. Yeah, I imagine he's going to notice it.
Well, is it that bright?
Yes, if it's burning away all shadow, then it is.
Good.
14
okay,
is his pass. Is
Right.
his number. That is a pass. So yes, he's noticed that. So he's going to hide
will be
behind the curtains in order to cast the... That's still not a brilliant move, is it? Still,
It's still part of the room, so there's no shadows.
in which case that would negate his attempt to cast that. He'd have cast something else instead. So the rule will have to be for a different spell, won't it? So let's just take a look at what he might have cast instead. It's probably going to have to be something offensive then.
A nasty smell.
Okay, he's going to instead hit Mog with an icy grip. So the dice roll he got for the attempted cast was an 18, so the target number is different. Target number 12, so he's still cast it. He's going to have to burn 3 mana points. And Mog,
Yeah.
you've been hit by...
Hang on. Did you say it cast?
Yes,
It just didn't come up in the chat.
it did. He cast a
Oh,
spell earlier,
well,
right? You pointed
right.
out that spell could not have been cast. I'm not discarding the roll.
I'm
I'm just using it for a different spell. 'cause,
In which case,
would've won.
Puppets of Fate.
did you not just run out of Puppets of Fate?
No,
Well, no,
because
we've not used it because you didn't cast the spell that he couldn't cast.
that's right.
That's right. Yeah, Puppets of Fate it is then. So let's
Yeah.
give him a test against Puppets of Fate. That's willpower, I believe.
Yeah.
Self-discipline.
Willpower, self-discipline versus spell power. Yeah.
What's the spell power?
15.
15. He's failed. So
Mhm.
you've spent the Puppets of Fate point. You're forced to re-roll. I am now going to have to roll again for his icy grip. So let me just try that. And that's cast 16, target number 12. So he still succeeded.
Fair enough.
So he comes in, he imagines he's going to... he thinks he knows what his plan is. He bursts through the door, realises it's bathed in the light of divinity, thinks, okay, can't do that. Attempts to ice blast something. He starts to feel his memory slipping as fate kicks in, but he just surges through it, manages to complete the spell, points his staff at Mog, who suddenly gets extremely cold as a cloud of frost and ice swirls forth to envelop you. Cloud lasts for rounds equal to the willpower of the target. Right, okay, so we will add.
I've
it
got a
is-
willpower of 2.
Okay, just a second till I add this in. So that is icy grip, and that would be 2 rounds, so that's not great. And you've got a willpower of 2, you said.
Yeah.
I think it's actually his willpower I need to know about at the moment. Come here. Why is it doing that? There we go. I must have been leaning okay. Okay, so Icy Grip lasts for 2 rounds. He has each. Hold on a second. Yeah, you need a willpower saving throw. Oh no, I don't.
Yeah?
Sorry, Constitution stamina saving throw.
Right, okay.
17. So you've beat his spell power of 14.
Cool.
So the target takes 1d6 penetrating damage from the cold each additional round at the start of your turn. The target must make a Constitution stamina test versus spell power if successfully icy grip spell ends. So you actually don't get a roll next round, but you can keep that one for then if you like.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I'll keep that. That was a good roll.
Yeah, so you're going to take 1d6 penetrating damage. 1d6 plus his willpower penetrating damage. So it's d6 plus 2. 8 points of penetrating damage.
Oh,
And you are icy.
still not cold. It's not cold enough to put on a coat, though. So.
Mog the Geordie Orc. So I'm just going to attach a
Oof.
a little snowflake sign to Mog.
Well, this guy's blooming days are numbered. Calling Mog a snowflake.
Right, okay, so that was Magnus to go, wasn't it? Now, somebody said something about Magnus. We've already handled that. That was the tentacles. The shadow tentacles go down by a round. They're not currently on anybody. The shadow hood drops by a round. And we're on to combat round 7. And why is shadow hood moved itself again?
You've got 2 lots.
I've got
on
2
there.
lots of shadow hood.
Yeah, you've got Shadowhood Gildane and you've got Shadowhood 4.
Has anybody else got a shadow hood cast on them?
No,
Is that not the demon?
no.
No, he
Okay.
he tried, but I think he got. What's the 0? Well, whatever it
Not a
is, we
hero.
don't need it anymore. We'll get rid of that. So, Callan, you to go next.
Me to go next. What's the spider doing?
The spider seems to be attempting to attack the master. The master seems to be just like casually
Ignore it.
ignoring it.
Right. You said the mistress was in the room and moved.
As a
Right.
games master, I said that. You saw nothing of the kind. You saw a blast of fire opened up from
Your left-hand side, you
your
said.
front left, forward left.
Yep.
Yeah.
My forward left, so over here somewhere.
Over there somewhere, yes.
Okay. Right. Oh, this is going to be kind of tricky.
Yeah, whatever's going on in that room is extremely convoluted.
Right. I will basically advance to here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I will take a swing at the master.
Right, you are. Go for it. I should have moved
As a
him
charge.
before and didn't, so that's my own fault. Or his own fault.
charge.
Yeah.
No.
He is massively overconfident, though.
He is massively overconfident. We'll put it down to that rather than
It's,
the games
it's in
master.
character for him.
Yeah, we'll put it down to his overconfidence instead of the games master over incompetence.
Oh, not at all.
Okay, so I believe you have bloody hell. You've only scored 13, right?
14.
14, because you got +1 to charge. Okay, so with his magical shield thingy up, that's a miss. Just. So you hit, there's like sparks come off just a fraction of an inch in front of him.
And now that I've got his attention,
Yep.
I would say to him, "Stop this madness."
Okay, make another fuck's sake, communications rule.
It's still shit.
12, still pretty poor, but I'm going to make
We'll
him...
re-roll that
Okay, yeah.
for an 18.
Oh, that's better.
18 is much better, so let
With
me
4
just...
points of stunts.
No, there are no stunts.
No stunts for that,
Okay.
I'm afraid.
It's a minor action
Fair.
effect.
However,
Where the hell's the
are you
monsters?
still allowed to re-roll the stunt die from Chosen of Fate?
I mean, I'm not quite sure why.
Well, just to up the roll. I mean, generally speaking, it does say for generating stunt points. However, and you've already said that it can't
Right,
generate.
yeah,
No,
that's
no,
it.
only if you generate stunt
Yes,
points
yes.
in that.
That's
But I
what
haven't
I've just read.
generated
Yeah.
stunt points.
Yeah.
So that
I
so the actual,
was wondering if it allowed you to re-roll the stunt die
No, it's not that you
In
can re-roll
general.
the stunt die, it's just that you can
re-roll
re-roll
for stunts.
for stunts. Okay.
Yes.
yeah, but only on a success.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would otherwise generate stunts in and of
Yes,
itself.
that's right,
Yeah.
which it didn't,
Yeah.
so...
Which it
it
didn't. So
can't. Right.
if I'd hit him with a minimal amount in a low stunt dice,
Mm.
you could have re-rolled that. However,
Yeah.
Karen, right.
Okay, so you're not sure, but you can see something on the master's face. He's not entirely certain about whether to continue fighting or not. You're not sure if you have swayed him, but something's kind of getting through. So it will be Adrienne to go next.
She's going to. Does Adrienne actually have anything she can heal herself with at this point?
No, the only thing that she was carrying from the war chest was the makeup armor, which she hasn't put on yet.
Right.
I don't think there's anything in her inventory which would allow it. Normally, she's at the back. She's right next to Gora, so she takes on whatever healing aura Gora's throwing off. So break line of sight, I'd say.
So she's going to move over to here and close the door again.
Yeah.
Right, you are. I'll just operate the closed door thingy. That should have done it. Let me just check from her line of sight. Yep, she can't see through it anymore, so that should work.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that would be the butler to go next. So let's do his regeneration for the round. That's another 4. Butler demon. There we go. I should probably just check if there's any bonus to that. Oh, because does it include his power? Under powers, maybe. Okay, so he's regenerated. Let's have a look if he's going to do anything else. He's probably going to get the hell out of the way of where those grenades are dropping for a start.
Come back down this way.
That's the point. He doesn't know Mog's waiting for him there.
No, it doesn't. Tell you
He
what,
was
as well,
heavy.
he has an ability which would be best used against Adrienne, but he's never been close enough to use it on her. And he was jolted, I noticed, so I'm going to have to bear that in mind anyway. So come on. Oh, I see what's happened. Get out of the way. Right, okay, so Games Master, take the jolt off. There it is. So actually, once he's moved, he's got sod all else to do. And he can only move at 7 now. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so actually, yeah, okay. do me. And it is Mog of the Bright Eye Clan to go next.
Right. So was it now that roll was supposed to happen? The Constitution Stamina one.
Yes.
Right.
It is.
Okay.
So
So that was a 17.
So it's now happened, so I need
Yeah.
to know what the Icy Grip does to you this time round. So it was Magnus that cast it at you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you passed it this time, yeah?
Yeah.
Obviously, because you got 17. If successful, the Icy Grip spell ends. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So the Icy Grip spell has now ended. You just see it melting off you, the ice. Your rage has melted the ice. Just dripping off you. So you've now got a wet orc standing by an open window with a great axe in hand. What would you like to do?
So I'm gonna ignore that guy that threw a tiny spell at me there, and I'm going out of this window. Maybe I'll do a sort of dog shake on the way through, though.
Right, okay. Okay. So
And I'm gonna walk down the wall and see if I can get to the demon guy.
Okay, so it would be 5 levels at 3 meters per level. That would be 15 meters to the ground.
Let me check that. I think that might be almost my that's just that would be. I can't quite get that far because my speed is 12.
Right. Okay. So you scurry out the window and
Gotta be
down.
closer.
You also notice he's not directly under you the way he was before. He's further south now. So I'm going to ping because you'll not be able to see him.
Right.
So I'm pinging where he is.
Okay.
Okay, so you can move yourself outside and we'll put a little downward
Can
facing
I?
point.
No, I
in that one.
can't. There's a window in the way.
Ah, yes, I need to break the window for
Might
you
need some
first.
help
Hold on.
there.
Yeah, of course. Hold on. I need to open that window for you. So I will just delete it. There you go. Now you can.
So, when did you say it was about here?
Yes, about there.
Right, okay, so I'll go, like, obviously I can't quite get that far down, but I'm sort of as close as I can get.
Yeah, so you're scurrying kind of sideways across
Yeah.
the wall down towards this demon who sees you coming and is a bit nervous about the whole thing because you've already given him quite a bit of a hiding so far this round.
Can't counterspell an axe, buddy.
And Gora, it's you to go. That's
So-
odd. There's
so
a little downward arrow.
You jump off the wall, open your bag of devouring, and pop it over his head.
No, I've got my snacks in there.
No, he'll be his head will be the snack.
cheese. Bombarded with cheese. Right. Do I know that the demons moved?
I'm going to put an upward arrow. No, you don't. I'm going to put an upward arrow on Mog, even though it should be down because I just can't spot a downward arrow anywhere.
Do I know that Mog has gone out down the wall?
Actually, no.
Oh, dear.
Sorry.
Right. Okay. Do I know that my last grenade did anything?
Well, you partially caught him, so yeah, I think you probably have heard him cursing.
Okay. So, as far as Gora's concerned, the injured target is somewhere in this area, and
Right, yes, I see why you're asking now. Yes.
yeah. The question is, like, do I follow up and throw another grenade?
I tell you what. Why don't you make an intelligence intelligence something or other roll, and if you pass, we'll have it.
The question is, do I know that Magnus is in this room here?
No, you don't.
I don't know that at all.
No.
Would you not have heard him?
Surely would have heard the spell go off.
Bear in mind, it was the same round that Gora dropped a grenade.
Fair, good point.
Yeah, so I think probably not. Through the next room, lots of screaming being echoing around the floor, grenades going off, spell blasts. I think probably not. You can make an intelligence test if you want to see whether it's occurred to you that if you dropped a grenade out there and you got hit by it, it's probably moved.
Right.
I'm going to make it an easy test, so target is 7. 14, yeah. So Gora has the impression that most normal creatures, if you can call demons normal creatures, I suppose,
No.
if you drop a grenade on them and they survive
Yes.
it, tend not to stay around waiting for you to do it again.
That is true. I'm just wondering if it was like kind of frozen to the spot or whatever. Right. So really throwing another grenade out there, I'd need to know which direction he's in.
Yes, and currently
Question.
you don't. Yeah.
Question. And I offer you this one as it's previously been something of a sticky issue. If I cast an arcane servant,
Yes.
can that get through the murder hole?
No.
Peep over the side. It can't get through the murder hole.
No. Murder holes are very, very narrow. They're just designed for
Right.
shooting arrows out of. They're
Right.
only a couple of inches wide, if that.
What if
Okay.
it's a really small servant?
No.
So we can't cast Tom Thumb.
No, you can't cast Tom Thumb, I'm afraid, no.
Okay.
How far up are we?
5 stories. It's about 3 meters per story.
Right, and where it says yards for the range of something, we just
Ignore yards, transfer it to meters. They are so close it doesn't really make a great deal of difference.
Okay, so for the blunderbuss, which is 6 meters, that's only going to take it down 2 stories, and I already know he's more than 2 stories down.
Yeah, but as you would be going straight down, I mean, it's not going to go 6 meters and then stop and hang in midair. So on this occasion, I would allow it to have range to the ground, because obviously gravity will take over after that.
Well, I was thinking if it might like sort of disperse further out as it goes.
It will spread a bit, so
Yeah.
damage would probably be reduced. Yeah.
Yeah, very
But
much
al-
like a
but-
shotgun
but al-
blast.
Yes.
But also effective, like area of effect would be increased.
Yes, it would.
Right.
You're not wanting to do some complex maths, are you? In the
Oh,
code?
go ahead. Sean, no, I'm not you, mate. Right.
Patrick
Okay,
really
so
wants to do complex maths.
can I get the blunderbuss barrel, if such that it is, the trumpet?
Yes.
Can I get that out and over the edge to aim straight down?
Yes, I'm going to say you can.
Ooh.
It would be tricky, but I'm going to say yes.
That's going to be like we're going to have to push this little side bit through and then wiggle it back the other way and then rotate it around.
Yeah.
Pivot.
And then everything falls out just before they pull the trigger.
Yeah, pretty much. I am
And I go,
going to
"Oh,
assume
bollocks,"
there's some
and then the
wadding
whole
in
blunderbuss falls as well. But the blunderbuss hits him on the head.
there.
Well, no, it hits the ground and it goes off in his
So,
face.
is that the plan?
I think so, yes.
I use the word plan here entirely wrongly.
with air quotes.
Yes, no, just entirely wrongly.
I am blunderbussing him.
Okay, so you
Blunderbuss.
fire the blunderbuss. I'm not even going to ask for a roll because even with the extended
Oh.
spread, there's no hope of hitting him where he actually is from where you are.
Ah,
Yeah. So, however, you've put some nice pebble dashing in the ground at the bottom of the tower. So that will be your major action. You have a minor one if you want to take it.
swear an oath at him, and I think I'm gonna heal myself up actually.
Okay, so you go ahead and start healing yourself up while I start making some decisions about what Mistress and Hallia might do.
Point of clarity, I seem to recall something about you can't do mundane healing on yourself. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, that is correct.
Right. Then probably I'm gonna give myself healing touch, something like that.
Okay, so what exactly is this going to do? One. Okay, so I think she's going to go for another arcane blast, which is going to come from roughly behind Cullen this time. So 15 from behind, that would take it up to a 16. You're outnumbered, so 17. Is that a hit?
No.
Nope. Right, you are. So a blast of fire arcs past Kellen from behind-ish. And let's see now. Then we will do... Oh. Need to be on the Games Master's layer to do that. And we will do a...
So
that, I think. So sort of...
from over here now.
yeah, that kind of direction it came from this time, yeah. Okay, so that's that done. So it is Apprentice Lyra, who's still down. So nothing there. It's Master in Hillen, who's probably going to have the common sense to get the fudge out of the way this time.
That was my healing roll.
I gathered. Yep, I gathered. Okay, so he has a bit of a think about your offer to calm it all down, and then he remembers that he doesn't want to, and attempts to kill you instead. So, Master in Hillen is going to... Now, I don't think he can... If he does the same spell he's been doing, I don't think he can hit Adrienne anymore. Also, I don't think I took his magic points off for last round, so I'm going to take them off now. So you're going to attempt Blood Wound, and he takes 16 points in total off. So casting the spell Blood Wound, 22 with 5 points of stunts. So he's going to use that for a lethal spell to increase the damage.
Oh, shit.
Told you he was a bastard. He's going to lose, what did I say, 16?
Mm-hmm.
16, yep, so 2.
Apologies, I've done this arse about face.
Okay, don't worry, what have you done wrong and do you need any help?
I've gone and healed myself. I didn't actually do my casting roll, which I'm now going to do.
Right,
so
that's okay.
if I didn't pass, I'll just take it back off.
Yeah, well, yes, I think you still have some fate points anyway
Passed.
in the pool. Yeah.
No, we don't.
You passed and you got 4 points of stuns.
4 points of stuns.
Don't
Lovely,
forget.
Okay.
So, let me just go back to what I was doing. So, there is a blood magic attack has just gone off from the arsehole. That means that starting with Kellen, he's going to take 3d6 plus 5 damage. So, and I keep putting these in my own way. So, Kellen, this is the damage that you're going to take. Adding 5 to this is 13. 13 penetrating damage on Kellen. Then I need a Constitution Stamina test. Target number of 15. And that's a fail.
It's a fail. And I can't re-roll it.
You can't. So, you're in so much pain this time that you just collapse to your knees. You're going to have to forego a major action on your next go. Now I'm going to roll the damage for Saria, who's also hit. So she's screaming in pain already. She takes 19 more points damage and collapses, I think. She fucking doesn't, you know. She's still in the fight. Okay.
Does her castle, whatever that is, have any effect?
Her castle is an enchanted armor, so I don't think they count against penetrating damage. Yeah, they don't. They don't. So she takes 19 points damage. Oh shit! Only leaves us 7. So the only one of them that you definitely know seems to be on your side is in a very bad way. She's still bleeding from the eyes, as is Kellen now. Kellen's bleeding from the eyes, nose, mouth, ears, and less mentionable orifices. She still needs her constitution test, or she doesn't get a major action this round. She's failed, so all she gets this round is to move. So she's going to crawl out of the way and hope that she doesn't get hit anymore. Because she can't take another hit like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, going to hide under there. Okay, so next up, she's very heavily protected from everything except magic, unfortunately for her, and that's what she keeps getting hit with. Okay, so the master, bad news for her, is going to retreat into the same room she's just run away into. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Okay. Right. Okay, I think probably to there. And next up, oh sorry, I've already done Apprentice Saria's movement because I was so worried about her getting killed. So she's moved, hasn't got anything else to do. So it's Apprentice Gul'dan, who's surrendered, so he's no threat. The icy grip that can now come off because Mog saved against it. So it's Magnus next, who is now aware that if he goes through that room, the shadow disappears. He's kind of trapped, unless he wants to take Gora on directly. I'm not sure he does. Let's just see what he's got up his wizard sleeves.
Arms,
Yeah.
tentacles,
So,
crab claws.
Tentacle.
Failed his shadow form last round, didn't he? Let's see if he has any magic items, because his spells aren't looking terribly helpful right now. Yes. Okay. Ooh, Christ.
Quick question there.
Yeah,
Quick question.
go
there,
ahead.
Yeah. The healing spell that you cast?
Well, I was keeping quiet until next round, so I wasn't interrupting anybody else. However, I've just realised a rather bad mistake that I've made.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I mistook magical healing for mundane healing. I've got a talent for mundane healing where I can heal as a minor action.
Okay.
I can't cast a healing spell as a minor action.
Okay.
So in that previous round, I took 2 major actions. So I do apologise for that. If you're prepared to allow that roll and everything else that came with it to stand,
allow everything to stand. Just make that your next action. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think it would be unfair for me to force you to re-roll it because it was a genuine mistake. So yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
That's fine.
Right. Gora's in that northern room, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Right, okay. But there are 2 open doorways. What's the range of that healing spell? Is it healing aura, or is it just a
No,
heal?
that was healing touch purely on myself.
There's a
just
hole.
Me.
Just need to figure out where this guy's going to attempt to escape through because there's enemies fucking everywhere.
If he's coming this way, what I will do is drop my health back down by 12.
He's not likely to come that way.
Right.
But having said that, if he goes the other way... I know where he's going. Right, okay, so...
He's jumping out the window.
do you know, I did actually consider it. It did cross my mind.
He's going to break the curtains off the thing, tie them together, make a...
They are the nation of defenestration.
Why is there a hole there?
Because there shouldn't be.
Oh, there's another one appeared.
Yes, the one that's just appeared should be there. So that's happened. That section of wall has just melted away, just like a hole's just formed in it, as if something's just bored through it or dissolved it. 2 seconds, guys. Sorry to interrupt, but if I don't feed the cat now, I think she's just going to start gnawing on my leg.
So, like a hole in the wall.
Which section of wall has just disappeared?
You can't see from
you
there,
can't,
I don't
you
think.
can't see it. But if I ping the map,
Well, I can see what Adrian can see.
Alright,
in that case, that one there's a big socking great hole over. So I just need to check the magical item we used for that. So Don't worry, it was a one-shot, so you're not getting it.
Ah,
It was a scroll which is now disintegrated.
Once again, the Company of Light have turned down and driven down the property prices in the area.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm just going to have to look this one up because I've never used it in a game and I can't recall anybody else ever having used it in our game either. So it is...
Is that going to be an Earth Arcana, is it?
It is an Earth Arcana spell. It is Earth Passage. So let me just find... Oh God, I don't know which book it's in.
well, I'll start looking in the base book for you if you want.
Okay, if you can start looking in the base book, I'll start looking in the companion instead.
Shape
Between
Earth,
us.
Earth Passage's Companion on page 34. Middle
34. Thank you.
right column.
Definitely in the base book.
All right, yeah, so 34. 34. 30. Earth Passage, here you go. Touch an earth or stones. Oh, she'd have to move first to do it. Okay, so open an unseen magical passageway through it. Shit, right, okay. I didn't realise it was unseen. Passage up to 50 square feet.
No.
Within. It can be opened up within
Up to
50
50 square feet, sufficient
No.
to be a 7 by 7 feet or 10 by 5.
Yeah. And extends up to 10 feet per degree of Earth Arcana through stone.
Twice that
So
distance. is
what it actually means is the actual
passage.
aperture
Yeah.
is 7 by 7,
7 by
or
7,
10
yeah.
by 5.
Oddly
Yeah.
enough, it's marked in feet when everything else is done in yards, but never mind.
And it's the depth is 10 feet per degree of Earth Arcana used.
Yeah. Okay, so nobody can react to that hole I put there and shouldn't have done then because you can't see it until he goes through it. However, he had to touch it, so his movement would be 2 there, create the hole that you can't see, and then stop. That's him done. So it is the shadow tentacles that are still writhing. I think is probably the best term for those. And nothing caught in them, so it's the shadow hood on Gul'dan, which goes down by 1. And we're on to combat round 8. Kellen to go. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to turn around and see if I can tell where this invisible person is.
Okay, give me a perception seeing test, please.
Right. However, while I'm turning around, I'm also going to be speaking, saying I'm also going to say, "Stop this! You know, we're not your enemies."
Okay. It might stand a better chance of convincing whoever this invisible person is.
So, perception test.
Perception
19.
test, yeah. 19,
Six thumb
okay.
points.
So looking
But they
round...
don't count.
Yeah, they don't. So looking round, you can see nothing around there. There's no indication that there's anything there, unfortunately. So if they are still there, then their magic's too powerful for you to... Actually, wait a minute. I'm going off somebody else's magic thingies. Let me just double check that. That's so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. That's the so-and-so I need. And I might very well be wrong here. Invisibility. Nope, you've seen them. You have seen them. So, it's the Mistress and she's standing here.
Right. By that murder hole, effectively, or
Yes.
to the west, just to the west of it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And I'm going to use communication to say, look, stop this. It's not, you know.
Okay, since you're looking directly at her when you say it, go ahead and make a roll. That's 14. Okay, let me just have a look at there. Ooh, right, okay. Okay, you can't see her well enough to tell the expression on her face. You can tell it's just kind of moved slightly.
If I use a conviction point,
Yes.
can I make that 100% success?
unfortunately, answering that question is going to reveal something that. But I don't want. Okay, let me just think this through. Usually, yes. On this
Right,
occasion,
but we're in a situation where there's wheels within wheels going on.
yes,
So.
that's right. I suppose I
Okay.
could. Yeah. So it wouldn't help you. What I suppose I would have done if I hadn't said that is let you spend it and then just sneakily giving you it back when you weren't looking.
What, like someone's grand giving you money?
Yeah. Like the time I owed my grandfather 50 quid and he wouldn't take it back. So when he went to make a cup of coffee, I put it in his suit pocket,
And then you
which
got
he
home and found
always
50 quid in
hangs.
your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. He always hangs it over his chair. So the minute he left the room, I put it in his pocket, thinking he'll never know. And then when I got home and took my jacket off, I was like, "Why is the 50 quid? How's he done that? I was wearing
Yeah,
mine."
like I'm close to that. It made me feel.
Magic.
You can't mess with old people.
You cannot. The following week, I just put it in his bank account because I knew his details. So, I just put it in his bank account. Victory to me, yes. And then I got a notification to say that like 50 quid had gone back into my account. I didn't even know he knew how to use internet banking. Right, anyway, so that is Kellen of Highgate gone, so it's Adrienne to go. She can't react to the hole in the wall because she doesn't know about
Well,
it.
actually, what's going to happen is I think I'm going to roll that again as well
Okay, go ahead.
because I get to keep the better of the
You
two.
get to keep the better of the two, yes. Yep. Okie dokie, so you scored 16 on your communication. So it is Adrienne to act next.
Did you spend the 2 magic points?
That's what I'm about to do.
Cool.
Right. Here's the issue. Do we want to go for another hands pull at this point?
Right, so we don't know that Magnus is about to come through that wall.
You don't.
There is no reason that Adrian wouldn't cast hands again at this point to back everybody up.
True.
Okay. Let's make a hands roll then. Hands of Fate. Cast the spell.
Puppets of Fate.
Hands. Oh,
No,
somebody else is pulling puppets. Right, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were correcting the spell.
No, I'm not correcting. Somebody else is using puppets to try and stop your hands.
So what's so willpower, self-discipline to
It's
beat
willpower, self-discipline. You're going to need to beat a. Let me just have a look. 50.
Is the person within 12 yards?
Yes.
Okay.
that?
Let me just double check that actually, because they moved recently, so I might be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a second. I need to switch on to. Hello, which one? Is that it? That's it there. Yes. Yes, they are. So yeah, you're going to need to beat 15 in order to cast that, and I need to reduce this.
15 on a willpower test.
15 on a willpower test. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is the mannequin.
Nice.
Friggin' mannequin. Passed it? Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, you can keep that roll. And whoever just tried to have fate intervene.
Hang on a second. Hang on. I do believe last session Adrienne used Seer on her fate ability.
Yes, sounds familiar.
Right. It could, Sean. It could be re-rolled if you wanted to go for stunts and a higher pull, but you have to keep the second roll.
No, we'll keep it as it stands. It's going to cost 6 points.
It would be a risk.
Yeah.
6 point, not 4 for Hands of Fate.
Hold on, am I reading the wrong thing? Magic.
Yeah,
Hands of Fate. Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Puppets is 6, Hands is 4.
You're getting low on the old mana.
We are.
Yeah.
Does Adrienne have a focus?
She's got a focus, but I think you meant a mage font.
Mage font, yeah.
What I'd be happy to say is that as Gora has the staff, Adrienne could have the book.
Did Gora not do something with the book last week, though?
Now, the book is Enchantment Arcana, yes?
Yeah.
Then, yes, she was using it to mage lock.
So currently, Gora has both the staff and the book. Really, what you need is to get those two together so you can hand one off to Adrienne before she runs out of points. But that's entirely down to you guys. So Adrienne has successfully cast a Hands of Fate. There is now 5 fate points back in your pool. The person who tried to have fate intervene to stop it failed. Adrienne has a minor action left if she would like to use one. Oh, did she get jolted last round? No, she didn't because she'd closed the door.
Suggestion. Have a rifle through the apprentice's pockets and see if you can find a mage font.
Would you not have to attune that first, though?
Yes.
No, that's an arcane device you have to attune.
Oh, sorry, yes, you're right, it is. So no, you don't need to. You can just draw the power from it. Which of the two apprentices, though? There's Lyra who's down, or there's Gildane whose head you appear to be standing on.
He's blind and submitted, so...
Right, well, I'll check what's-her-face then.
Actually, that would be a major action, wouldn't it, search on somebody?
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, we won't do that then. We'll just take up a defensive
You could
position.
ask the guy who's surrendered. That would be a minor action. Technically, that would be a free action. And then if he says yes and hands you it, taking it would be a minor action. So first thing I'll do is I'll find out if Gildane does have one, and then I'll find out if he would surrender it to you. So, apprentice, Gildane, character sheet, magic items. No, but he has a major elixir. Let's see if he'll surrender it to you. He's going to try and resist your will. However, he has surrendered. So, give me a strength intimidation roll from Adrienne.
Oh dear.
Yeah. +2 though, because the guy's already surrendered.
All right.
And
okay.
he's blind.
And he's blind. Make it +4. So that's
Right. So that would be 12.
So he needs to beat self-discipline to hide his. He's failed. He's handed over 2 major elixirs to her.
Grand.
That's only a minor action for her to take them off him because he's handing her them. So she's gained 2 major elixirs. Each one does 1d6 plus willpower.
Got him necked.
Well, no actions left this round, but she can neck them next round.
I've just put that onto her, what do you call it, inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Inventory.
so Butler to go next. Butler regains some health. Pardon me, I do apologise.
No, that 6 was disgusting. I'm not going to pardon that.
Sadly, choice. Right, okay, so that goes back to there. So he's almost back up to half the number of health points he started with. And you can see Mog's coming straight at him. So the one thing he can do to make sure Mog can't get him
No.
is he is going to fly in this direction. He's
I don't know
coming
what
off the
direction
ground.
this direction is.
Of course, because you still can't see him. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put him back on so that you can see him again. Because you can actually see him. He just looks a touch shadowy.
Okay.
So let me just wang him back onto... There you go. See him okay now?
No.
Here?
Nope. I can see ping, but I can't see him.
Okay. Oh, because he's still not on the right. Okay, let me just do layer, token layer. Now can you see him?
Yes, now I can see him.
Brilliant. Right, okay, I must have got myself confused and clicked the wrong button. So he's moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. heading down this way to try and get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
He's currently on the second story, so he's still in the shadow of the tower, so he's still regenerating and whatnot. That was his minor action. Now I think he's back to being able to do major action, so let me just see how he is going to attempt to annihilate you in the process. So the demon butler, with his fucking hell hardly any mana points left, is just going to arcane blast you because he's a bit worried about running out of energy points. So he's going to arcane blast you. 18 with 5 stun points. That'd be a hit.
Damn it.
And he is going to do boost his damage. So you take an extra 2d6 after this. So that's 11 plus...
This is not penetrating, though.
This is not penetrating, no.
Okay.
So your armor counts normally. Oh dear, that was poor, wasn't it? 14 points of non-penetrating damage. Technically that means he has turned in the air. So he's facing that way. Excuse me. Sorry for deafening everyone there. And that spell effect will show up on the screen sometime tomorrow.
It's okay, I saw it.
Ah, good. I haven't seen it on mine yet. Right, so that is the butler finished. So it's Margaret you to go.
I did briefly sort of think about jumping at him, but then I thought that would cause some fall damage for me if we both hit the ground. 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'm gonna hold on to this side of this wall.
Right, yeah.
And given that I don't have a loaded weapon, I am actually going to lob a coconut at him, if that's okay.
It is, but I haven't moved out far enough. You're only 1 square away from him. You can actually hit him with the axe.
Can I hit him? Oh, okay, right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna save my coconuts when we really need them. I'm gonna hit him with my axe.
Right, you scurry across the wall, spider-like, due to your magical tattoo, and then swing your axe at him. That's a 15. Shit. Okay, let me just pull his character sheet. I think you've hit him. I think he's 14 defense. You've hit him.
Yes.
Nice.
Now, I just need to check what effect his... okay, so it's a non-magical axe. You have half damage.
Okay.
It's a magic axe.
No, it's a magical axe.
Oh, shit.
His dexterity is higher than mine, isn't it?
His dexterity is 4.
Right, okay, so I don't get my extra dice.
Right, okay. I'm very pleased to hear it, and so is he. 13 damage. Okay, so 4 of that for his armor. That is 9 gets through.
9!
All the healing he did this round and last round combined, I think he's just lost. Putting him back down to 26, which is where he started the round.
Is he flying at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been comical if you'd actually lobbed the coconut. It had actually hit him on the head and knocked him prone, so he fell on the ground. It was like
just drop on him.
That was like it's shy of a total overkill. But yeah.
Okay, so that is
Sean. You can claim the bounty for that one.
Oh god. So you have slashed the demon. It has gasped in surprise, not expecting to be wounded. Well, it probably was expecting to be wounded by your axe, because it's happened before. But I don't think he was in shadow form at the time. So he's surprised by that anyway, and terrified, because this orc seems to be beating the living hell out of him no matter what he does.
Can't counterspell me!
So, Gora, you to go.
Right. From what I can hear down there, is the demon anywhere within where I could potentially hit him with something?
Give me a perception hearing test. I'm going to make it an average target number, so that's 11.
Because if I can't do anything else here, I'm going to shift.
Yeah. 11. Right, you can hear that the fighting between the demon and Mog is getting further and further away to the south.
Ah, right. Okay. In which case, I think I've only got a movement of 8, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
If I'm going to do this.
Let's not forget that your major action this round was that healing spell.
It was, yes, that's right.
So if you
does that-
do
does that
move, you
perception-
won't
does
have
that-
a major action at the end of it, which might
Yeah.
make you rethink moving out into the open. Or it might not. It's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to the best of Gora's knowledge, there's nobody else in this room.
True. Yeah.
She didn't hear anybody casting in there.
No.
Is what you said?
That's right. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
don't know that
Some
Marcus
chairs
is
for
in
cover.
there.
It would be metagaming purely to
Yeah, yeah.
avoid going in there because I, as a player, know that he's in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're also in the light of Palor.
True.
This is true. So I can get to that. Can I get to that window roughly?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
3 and 5. Right. So
No, that's 5 in total. It doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
you don't add
3
the
to
two
the
together.
first waypoint and 5 to go the whole way. You don't add them together.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice. Okay. So I'm getting myself. So as I come through here,
You are surprised to see Marcus standing by the wall with his hand on it. He kind of looks over as you come through the wall.
I've seen. Did I see him cast on us? In fact, I tried to. I think I tried to shoot him, didn't I?
I think you
Yes.
tried to shoot him, yes.
He was like, he came down the stairs laughing maniacally.
He
You
did.
did.
It's Magnus the Maniacal.
Yes.
Um,
Doesn't find it
which-
so funny now.
no. In which case, I'm probably going to. Probably going to stop in my tracks at that point.
Okay.
I was heading for the window.
Yeah.
I've still got my blunderbuss in my hands.
Yes, I think it's fair to say that you would change your mind about your route as you
Yeah.
walk through the door, yes.
At which point,
Intimidating.
I've still got this in my hands.
Yeah.
I can't actively intimidate him, but it's still there.
Yeah.
I know that it's been fired recently.
Yes.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
I'm
So-
thinking.
Okay. So you heal yourself up a bit and then head off through that room, and you're surprised to see an enemy in the room and no sign of Mog.
Mm.
So as that happens, we move on to the Mistress, who is currently invisible, but who,
Oh, can I speak?
yes, you can speak. That's a free action within reason, obviously. Don't deliver war and peace.
No. What have you done with Mog?
He just grins
Well,
back at you. Wouldn't you like to know? Okay. let
Right.
me see. What she
So you sing the song, "What's the story, Magnus Mori?" and he sings back, "Wouldn't you like to know?"
says. Okay, I think at this point the Mistress is going to move a lot. Now she's realised you know she's there. I think a movement would be wise. So let me just check her speed. I think her speed's perfectly normal for human speed. I don't think she's in movement.
10
No,
plus dex.
so that's, yep. So that's 14 for a first move, which is. Oops, it is. What's happening there?
Because she can't see where she is, she bumps into all of the furniture.
Well, she can
She's
see where
invisible.
she is. But for some,
That's how real invisibility works.
God, that's yes. I was wondering why I wasn't able to move her. And as soon as you said invisible, I was like, of course, because she's on the Game Master's lair. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And her major action will be to continue moving. Get the hell out of here. 1, 2, 3, well, anywhere in. Okay. Okay, so that's she's moved. Lyra is still unconscious. Master in Hillen. Let's just see what he's going to do. He doesn't have a target, so he'll either use a defensive spell or some kind of power-up, or... Actually, he does have a target. But at this point, he's probably going to leave that alone to power himself up a bit, I think.
Oh, that's where the demon and Mog are.
Yes. What's the range on this? Let me just have a look. Okay.
Take it the spider's disappeared.
No, it's just kind of standing there, bobbing about. It's still there, it hasn't disappeared yet.
It's like the spider in Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Just sits there with his little trainers on.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be a range on this one. That strikes me as a bit odd. Close shut. Close it. We opened. Okay. Well, I suppose he could. Yeah, go on, I will. Okay, so if he does that, and then this. That's Apprentice Magnus I've just opened. So, Mistress Master, there we go, and cast this one. And that's 19. He's going to use that to reduce the power of the cost of casting it. Jesus, that's expensive. So it's still 7. I don't know what the hell else to do with the rest of it. So let me just take off his
Fast cast.
7. He could fast cast. Good idea. Yeah.
Or could he? How many points does he have? Does he only have 5?
He'd have 4 after he's reduced. No, actually, he would have 2. So no, he can't. So let me just reduce that by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And
Get himself a magic shield.
Yep, he'll put a magic shield up, and he's done the thing to the thing. So that would be, oh god, it's Apprentice Saria next, and she's now trapped in there with him. So her first action is to scream a lot.
Can we hear where this scream is coming from?
Yeah, I know
Yes,
where it's
you
coming
can.
from.
Yeah, Kellen knows where it's coming from.
Gora doesn't, and Adrienne doesn't.
To the east. In fact, I've just figured out what she can do, because I don't think that door up there is locked. In fact, it isn't, because the fight started before anybody locked that door. So, having been trapped in a room with her enemy, having now picked a side, and it having been yours, she's going to realise that she is well up shit creek and run and lock herself in this room. Not that any of you can see it. So that's her first action's to just get up and run. Thump, straight through there. So I can take she's been crawling around for almost the entire fight since she hid under the table. So she's now on her feet, straight through the door. She'll use a main action to lock the door behind her. So that's her. So it is Gildane, who has surrendered. Magnus, who very definitely hasn't. So he's going to step through this secret passage he's created, essentially, into here.
Foot trips and falls into the tentacles.
So Leah, move that back onto the map layer so it's not obscuring my view. And let's have a look what Apprentice Magnus is going to do for his main action. Excuse me. So, he's now alone in here with your Fate Magician, who's been playing havoc with their ability to get spells off. So he is also aware that you guys are dangerous. So just trying to decide whether he's going to cast that shadow form he couldn't cast earlier, or whether he's going to try and take Adrienne down. He's going to try and take Adrienne down, I think. So he will start with... let me just see the damage on this one. Or the damage on this one. Or he could just... No, he's going to do an Icy Grip. So, target number 15. That's a hit. He's whooshed his icy grip. Adrienne is now extremely cold. She is going to take... I've done this a few times. You think I know the damage by now. 1d6 plus 2 damage. So Adrienne takes 3 points of penetrating damage, and I need a Constitution stamina test from her, please. And I need to reduce his... She has passed the stamina test, so she's still got her actions. So Apprentice Magnus needs to lose... Let me have a look. Icy Grip. 3 more points off his mana. 1, 2, and 3. That's him done. It is the Shadow Tentacles who lose a bit. The Hood on Gul'dan, which loses a bit. Combat round 9. Kellen to go.
Right. Kellen opens the... Is opening a door a major or a minor action?
It's an activation action, so I think that's minor.
Right. Okay.
So let me just click on...
So, opens the door, steps through.
Yep.
To here.
Yep.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Magnus is in trouble. Again!
Bear in mind, he didn't know Magnus was there, mind, and he did know that one of the unexpected allies is in this room over here with at least the master, and you think there's an invisible person running around somewhere.
So Adrienne wouldn't have shouted when she was icy gripped.
She might well have done. Yes. She might well have done. So yeah, okay, go on. I'll allow it.
Well, certainly, even if she didn't, there would have been some auditory element to his cast.
Well, the way I described the icy grip earlier would certainly have implied it. So yeah, go on, I'm going to allow that one.
Is there like a rhythmic tapping in the backing track?
Somebody was just tapping rhythmically there a second ago. We've got a bit of a genteel backing
Sorry, I
track
think
on
it's
under the...
my next door neighbour's doing DIY.
Oh, right, okay.
Got a bit of
Again.
a genteel backing track on, considering the massive magical battle that's going on, but never
It's
mind.
kind of da, 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 da.
So, you've moved and opened a door. I'm sat here waiting for you to tell us what you're doing next. It's just occurred to us you've moved and opened a door. So that's you done. So that would
Right,
be...
that was my question. So that didn't happen then in that case, in that order.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It does opening a door and moving, is that a minor action combined, or is that a full turn, is what I was asking.
An activation action to open the door would be a minor action, then the movement would be a minor action as well.
Because currently, see, this is the problem that I have at this point. Yeah, is that knowing what I know, having heard what I heard.
Yes.
See, I want to attack Magnus.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, technically, you don't really know Magnus is there.
Right.
But
right.
Adrienne might have given some clues by screaming "Help!" when she got...
Well, if that was the case, yeah, and I shouted "Open the door," and then held my action.
Waiting for her to open the door.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that allowed?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't see a problem with that. I mean,
So if-
Magnus sees a problem with that, but I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, because this is the technicality. I would understand if you said no, you can't do that.
I'm
Right.
going to say because Adrienne is in extremely bad way, and a enemy has just phased through the wall and attacked her, I'm going to say she yells for help and then yanks the door open. That's fine. Yeah.
Right. As a minor action for her then, and on that basis, she's then going to chug a potion.
Right. Okay. She can use her other action to chug one of the potions. We'll assume that Kellen started off towards the other door when he heard the yell for help, and comes back as part of the same move. The door's now open, so you can come in at Magnus.
So that was the potion drink.
Yes, so that's 6 plus her willpower back in mana points.
Wow. That's plus 10.
Yep.
Which is not bad. That brings her back up to there. And in that case, if that's her go, then I will leap through the door.
Yep.
And attempt to attack what's his face.
Right.
Magnus.
Okay, Magnus. Yeah.
Magnus. They call it Magnus. Where's me character sheet gone? It's one of those when you've got the other character sheet open, and not the right one. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give him a slap with a sword.
Okay.
What's that?
That's a 15 to hit. Let me just have a look at Magnus. I would almost guarantee that's a hit.
Well, that's actually an 18.
I would be
but-
correct. That's a hit.
Yeah.
And 14 damage. Okay, that's a pretty serious wound. As you lunge forward through the room, you look round to see why Adrienne's yelling. You spot Magnus, you slash him across the chest. He screams and staggers about a bit, spouting blood from his fairly serious chest wound. And you'll notice his health aura's turned red.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot of blood. The graphics.
Check that, you varlet.
Okay, so that's both you and Adrian have gone. So it's the demonic butler, who still can't shake this friggin' orc. So demonic butler is going to, first of all, demonic butler is going to regenerate. So let me get 3 health back. Sorry, it didn't regenerate by
3.
much. Yeah, it wasn't a huge amount. Then, Demonic Butler is going to, at point blank range, I think probably Arcane Blast you. I'll just double check and see if he's got any spells that like Explode Orc Head or...
Eat your greens.
yeah. Can't even really use the Shadow Tendrils on you there. False Aura. That's not really going to fool anybody right now. Oh, wait a minute. I think I've got an idea.
Oh no!
Full Sora, stop hitting me. I'm a pheasant.
Pheasants are delicious.
Let me just have a look now.
It turns into
Yeah,
a wheel of
cast-
cheese.
Oh, there's no save against that. So your crawling around is because of a magical tattoo, yes?
Yes.
So this is going to be unfortunate.
Oh no.
Because you're back up on sort of the top, so you're not that high up at
Yeah.
the moment. However, this would put some space between you and him, so he's going to cast Arcane Abatement and cancel the magical power of your.
Oh shit. I
And,
didn't even realise that was a spell that existed.
oh yes.
Well, this is brand new. Is it okay to look this up?
Yes, it's okay to look this up. What does the spell power of the tattoos count as? Do you know?
It's not magic though, is it?
Yes, they are magical tattoos.
Yeah, they are. Hang on, let me check.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, literally described as magical tattoos, they are. Yeah.
From what I recall,
Wait a
I
minute.
don't think they've got a rating.
Well,
I
they
think
will
they're
have
magic.
one.
They're
It'll be-
magic in the same way an arcane blast is magic, but like not in
Give
the
me
way
a
that
sec.
it's.
I'll look it up in the book.
Yeah.
I don't have it written down properly in my sheet because I
If-
never
If
expected
it's
this
not
to come up.
listed, it's 10 plus your willpower. That's the standard.
Yeah, let me check. Boop, 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 boop.
Actually, this might be a touch awkward to adjudicate. Was there a number?
Awkward.
Mm,
Right, give me a sec. Where is it? It's in talents. The marked.
How many spell points would that cost, though?
well, that's the problem. That's what I need to know. So I need to know what
Literally, it just says
spell points
you
it would
move
have
along walls
cost.
and ceilings at your normal speed.
Okay, so there'll not be a listed spell points
No.
for how many it
No,
costs
there
to
isn't.
create it in the first place.
Nope.
So we know the spell power will be 10 plus your willpower. Technically, it should be 10 plus the willpower. If I put
Mages
it there.
hold
cannot
on.
be marked. Their internal
Ah.
magic fouls these enchantments.
I have just
Enchantments are still
discovered-
magic, Patrick.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have just discovered that I should have put my armor up by 2 when I leveled up and got my 3rd tattoo, which I
Oh,
missed
right.
when I was leveling up. So I'll put that in now.
Aye, go ahead and put that in now. What a strange time for it to activate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have to estimate how much magic points it cost to install that in the first place. You can spend magic points equal to the original cost of the spell or effect to negate it. If either casting test fails or you do not have sufficient... fuck's sake. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make it fairly expensive. I'm going to say like 6 magic points it's going to cost him to go. Well, I don't know what you can afford to,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Do you know
Can I-
something?
I could give you a reason for 6.
Yeah, go ahead.
You must have a constitution and willpower 3 or higher.
Yes. Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
What I'll say to you, Brian, is
Mhm.
this specifically says enchanted,
Mhm.
so you could equate this to an enchanted item.
Enchantment. Yeah.
It's basically an enchanted person.
Yes, that's a very good point. So, okay. Let's go with that then, and let's see if he manages to dispel the ongoing effect of your magical tattoo.
With that in mind,
Yes.
there is suspend enchantment.
Yes.
So would that be the spell that count as marked, or does arcane abatement also do it?
The arcane abatement is any spell or magical effect.
Magical effect.
Ongoing magical effect.
So arcane abatement could also be used against enchanted items.
It's an ongoing magical effect, so probably yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, getting into tricky territory a little bit there, but I think so. Yep.
I think the TLDR is I've just fell off a wall. Lord.
Yes, pretty much. You've just fallen off a wall. He's generated
Cursing
4
loudly
magic
the whole way down.
4 stunt points into the bargain. So I'm going to reduce that magic cost against himself, which he'll be pleased about. So that leaves him with 7. And your magic tattoo just stops glowing, and for a second you're still on the wall, and then you just thump, whoosh, bang. I'll not say splat because I'm pretty sure you're not going to splat. So
Like when Wiley Coyote doesn't realise the floor's gone. For a
yeah,
second.
exactly. Just for
Oh,
a
no.
second. But your arms and limbs start pinwheeling as you plummet earthwards and suffer 3 points of non-penetrating damage.
I don't suffer any damage then.
You don't, but you are on the ground. So I'm going to take that off. I'm going to add that because I'm pretty sure you don't land on your feet. You're not a cat.
So the further question I would have then,
Mhm.
did he deactivate marked in total?
No, just
So,
that specific
Just one.
tattoo.
It's a specific. Yeah.
Right.
It's
It's
an
one- it
ongoing
says
magical
ongoing-
effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Singular.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no way you could do the other tattoos, only that one. And technically, I don't see any reason why Mog couldn't reactivate it as an activation.
Yeah. I
Mm.
was just going to ask about that. Like,
I don't
it's
see
just
why you couldn't.
temporarily gone. I haven't been untattooed, right?
No, you haven't been untattooed. No.
Woo.
So
it's,
he's
it's
going
like
to
it's
fly.
been flipped off like an off
Yeah.
switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It just sort of interferes with the magic briefly.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Book it off again.
He has buggered off again. Yes, he's flown off round the corner and he was climbing as he was going. Not like climbing up a wall like
Yeah.
you aren't, but
Yes.
Should
He
have thrown
was-
his
he was-
coconut.
He was ascending.
ascending. Yes, and I need to adjust.
Strange for one of the fallen.
Yes, indeed. So he is now that many stories up. So that's the butler done, and I can't see my
Turn order.
turn order thing. Where's it gone?
Don't know, but Mog was next.
Apprentice, master.
Hang on, am I next?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're usually next.
Yes, I'll come back for a sec. I'll do this turn first. Then...
Yeah. So you do what you're going to do while I try and figure out where the hell I've put
Right.
my turn order. There it is.
Well, given that there's no way I'm going to be able to catch him in this round,
Mhm.
I'm going to take this moment on the ground to reload my weapon.
Right, yes.
to reload my pistol. I mean,
Mhm.
can I also take a health potion in this
Yes, of
round?
course you can. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm going
No,
to.
hold on. Yes, you can. Minor action. Yes, you can.
Okay, how does this work again?
Depends on the health potion that you're drinking. There are a couple of different types, but it should tell you in the description how many health you gain
Healing
back.
potion.
It's from the war chest.
Okay, so it'll be
Elixir of healing herbs is infused with magic. A character who imbibes a potion as an activate action, can immediately regain 3d6 plus
plus
con.
Constitution. It'll be
Okay, cool. Let me just sort that out. What is my con?
And while you're doing that, it's Gora to go next.
Right.
That was a bit.
How many turns have there been since we started, please?
You are currently on combat round 9.
Sorry, since we started this session.
We began on
3.
combat round 6, so 3. Yeah.
3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I've had Arcane Shield up all this time.
Ah, right. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
There's just that many things ongoing. There's that many spells left, right, and centre, and new stuff. So.
Yeah, that's why this combat's taken quite so long. Is it's essentially a mage battle with a rogue and a warrior sticking their nose in.
Don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying it. It's just I'm saying like
it's a lot for everyone to keep track of. Yeah, that's fine.
Exactly. I'm not like on the ball as I would hopefully normally be.
Oh,
So-
don't worry, neither am I.
Right.
There's so many spells.
So I saw Magnus go through that wall.
You saw him touch the wall and then disappear. You think he went through it, yes.
Right. I'm more concerned about Mog, to be honest. I mean, he's no longer a threat. Hang on, he disappeared.
Yeah.
I've seen people vanish before.
You have. You think he stepped through, but you're not 100% sure. It all happened fairly quickly. You came through a door not expecting anything. You said something to him. He said something back, and then he wasn't there anymore.
Right. I'm thinking he might be invisible.
Mm-hmm.
The easiest way to check whether he is invisible or not would be to go by the evidence that I've just seen there that I'm kind of hazy about, that I think he stepped through. Can I go and look out of the door without stepping into the tendrils?
They're right flush against the door. So the second you open the door, you're kind of in them.
Open, though.
The door might be open. Let me just switch onto the.
Adrienne can see straight.
Oh yeah, it is open. So yeah, you could stand about here. You should be able to see, I think.
Right. So if I stand not in the tendrils,
Aye. Let me
I'm just sort of.
You were there.
Aye, I think you might want to be back one from there, and I'll just switch to your view. Yeah.
If I crane my neck round,
From
can I see where he's gone?
Oh, oddly enough, from there he's still not shown on your view. No, you can see Kellen, and he's hit. Oh yeah. They're in hand to hand at the moment, so I'm going to say you probably can. Yes. You can just catch the edge of his. I know technically that's his health aura, but he is in hand to hand with the person you can definitely see. So.
Well, I don't know if you're running it this way, but certainly for like tabletop wargaming, it was always considered the miniature is taking up the entirety of the base at any one time.
It's just that the aura overspills the square a little bit. But I think because he's in hand-to-hand combat with somebody who's standing in the next square, I think you're going to be able to see him.
Right. So I know that he.
I wouldn't fire an aquabus at them, or you're definitely going to hit them both. But something more precise, perhaps.
Oh, well, the aquabus is the precise one. It's the blunderbuss that's the area of effect. Yeah. Right. So in that case, I've moved, and I can see where he's at. Looking out through the windows, I can't see any sign of the demon or Mog. I'm concerned. I am very concerned for where Mog is.
Right. Okay. You can go looking.
Yeah.
You know our plan was to go out of a window, but beyond that, you don't know what's happening.
Can I see Adrienne from here?
No, I don't think so. Let me just check your view.
She be behind the
you
stairs,
can't.
perhaps. partially. She's stood up.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't see Adrienne from there. You can see Apprentice Lyra, who's unconscious on the ground.
Right. If I can't see Adrienne, then I have no reason to be concerned about Adrienne.
That's correct. Yes.
I can't see Mog. I do have reason to be concerned about her. So, in which case, I'm going to continue my movement.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it okay to go to this window and open it?
It's okay to go to that window. That door you didn't open; it was already open. So yes, you can open the window.
Okay. And can I look out?
Yes. I mean, it's
Okay.
pushing it technically, but yes. Okay, looking down, you can see. Let me just take it off your view a second. From there, could you see Mog? Looking down, you can definitely see an axe embedded in the ground. It's definitely Mog's axe. She seems to be down there somewhere.
I've already pushed it.
Mhm.
If this is pushing it too far, obviously you'll tell me.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Can I speak?
Yeah, that's a free action. Go ahead.
Morg, are you okay?
I'm okay.
I'm fine.
Are you okay? Are you okay? You've been hit by a speed demon.
Presumably, you're
It's
allowing,
but a flash wound.
presumably you're allowing it to speak back.
Yes. Yeah, I'll allow that.
Right. Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
it's a free action.
So I've moved. I've opened a window. That will be me then.
Okay, so it's Mistress and Holly to go next. She is probably going to do something. Let's just check her magic items. Okay. Yep, nothing much there. I think. Has she already got that one on her? No, she hasn't. So we've just spotted another spell she can pop on herself. Let's just do that then. So, okay, so that's a pass. 2 spell points. Let's reduce the cost of that. So she has gained. Let's see. So she can go up to 3 points of armor. So she. Wait a minute. No, she's already got this on herself.
Mhm.
She's already got.
How
this
long's
on
how
herself.
long's it been running though?
It has been running for about 8 rounds actually.
It's not one of those maintain spells, is it?
No, it's till the end of the encounter. So she has actually already got that on. So instead of that, she will cast. Not a great deal she can do from here actually.
Oh, important point for continuity that I've just remembered.
Yeah, go ahead.
That door can't be closed because I blew it off.
Which door?
This one.
All right, that one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah. So it can't be. Okay, so she has successfully cast a spell. We just have to figure out which one it was. So, oh fuck it, I might as well do a. Well, fuck.
What's the spell points on that one?
It's not many.
It's the drawer only has knives and spoons in. Run out of forks to give.
Okay, I might as well cast this one then. So let me just have a quick look at that. Don't know if she's going to get attacked by that particular form of attack, but you know, while she's just tooling herself up, she might as well cover all bases. So, from protects you from the intelligent effect. You become immune to the effects of. This includes damage, any temporary effects, including blah and blah. And okay, why not? That is 4 points off her. 1, 2, 3, 4. And she is now immune to.
Blah.
count.
So when Dracula jumps out and says blah 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 blah,
Yes.
you two.
Blah blah.
Can't see anything that represents it either. Yes, I can. There we go. So he's immune to that. And it will be Lyra next, who's still out of the fight. Then the Master, who isn't. So Master in Helen. His magic is lethal, but he's currently over here. So he will cast. Nothing this round, actually. There's nothing at all. He's kind of stepping backwards into cover in the hopes that whoever tries to get through that door can't get through that mage lock, whilst he reevaluates the current combative situation. So it is Apprentice Saria next, who is going to try this manoeuvre. She's going
Just
move
mage
over
lock
to
that
here.
door.
Yeah, she's
Hide
going-
under the bed.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so that's Saria done. So it's Gildane next, who's surrendered. So it's Magnus now, who's in serious bother. So let me just see what Magnus is going to do to get himself out of serious bother. Okay. On Halia Magnus. Here we are. Okay, he's going to try and blind Kellen. So he's going to try a Shadow's Hood on Kellen. And then he's going to run away. So Shadow's Hood is failed to cast. So let me just check how much energy... Actually, wait a minute. He's going to burn a point of fate. So I just need to make a note that I'm going to do that. And he's going to get... no, he's going to need more than 1 point of fate. Let's just see how many he's going to need. So magic,
4.
Shadow's Hood, 4.
Yep.
Right, give me a second till I get over there and take the 4 points off Hands of Fate. That would be this one. Oh, fuck's sake. So back onto the GM's overlay map. That one, and I used the little paw for that, didn't I? So there were... can't actually see. Did you say you would need 4?
Yep.
Doesn't have enough. It's not enough in the fate pool to turn that into a pass. I don't think. Nope, there's not. So he's just going to have to make do with the fact that that spell failed and then run away. So, how much has he just spent on what he attempted to cast? Let's get that sorted out first.
I mean, you say he's going to run away.
Yeah. GM's. Fuck's sake, this is going a bit complicated. Magnus, and he just wasted Shadow's Hood he tried to cast, so that's 4 points have come off his mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's double check his magic items, see if there's anything at all that can help him there. There isn't, so he's going to run away. He steps back through here. 1, 2,
Hang on, can he do that?
4. Yep.
So well, the passage remains, even though it's a scroll that he did it with?
I don't see why it being a scroll would change how the spell works.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What was it? Earthen Passage or something? was
Yes.
Yeah.
it? Yeah. If we go to the earth, can you read the spell?
Is it persistent? Is the question?
Yes, it's
Apparently
persistent.
not.
It creates a passageway through. So Earth Passage. You touch an earth and stone
Last
surface and
sentence.
open an unseen magical sentence. The Earth
Lasts for a
Passage
minute.
lasts for 1 minute.
Or
until the last creature within it emerges.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Whichever comes last.
Well,
Whichever comes last.
Whichever
so it
comes
still
last.
lasts for a minute.
Yeah,
Hang on.
yeah. One minute has not yet gone by.
Yeah,
Only
al-
15 seconds has. Is that
Also,
right?
if you have a look at the wall structure, it was actually still half in the passage. Because that
But
wall's very thick
yeah.
there. So either way, that is still
It's
there.
still there,
Fair
so he's
enough.
disappeared back
Fair
into the
enough.
wall. Yeah.
However, we should probably put the thingy on there.
It
So
would be. It would have it.
turn order.
You can put it on.
Yeah, I'll put it on the turn order, and it is going to be
Well, it would be a
Earthen
3 at that point if it's after his
passage.
go.
funny way of spelling passage. Yes. Aye.
Right.
That's
Question.
-1, 2
It's-
seconds. And that should have gone on there now. That's come here, you little fucker. That's not. Just keeps jumping away. How are you, man?
I can see it.
I can see it, but every time I try and change it, it jumps us up to Apprentice Guildane. Right. Sorted now. Right, go ahead. What's your question?
It's unseen.
Yes,
yeah?
it's unseen.
So it's just invisible. So it's as though the wall is no different than it was.
That's exactly
However,
correct, yes.
Kellen has just seen him walk through it,
Yes.
which might give him reason to suspect that he could also walk through it.
I think I'm going to have to ask for an arcane law
Yep.
test here, because
Absolutely.
I think he's more likely to think that the mage has got a spell that phases him through a wall, because he can see a wall in front of him.
That's
Quite
true.
the thing.
Mhm.
There doesn't appear to be a saving throw against it, so no, he's going to think the wall is solid.
Okay.
So, shadow tentacles have dropped by 1. The shadow hood has just burned itself out. So Gildane can see again, but he's surrendered. So
That can be continued if need be.
What's the continuation? Is it 2 points?
Hang on.
I should be able to get this up from magic. Puppet of Fate.
Shadow's Hood. Yeah, you pay an additional 2 magic points to extend the duration by rounds equal to your willpower. So you can get another 4 rounds out of it for 2 magic points.
We'll do that.
okay, I'll just put it back in then. So Shadow's hood. Shadow's hood. That goes down by 1 per time. That should now be at the bottom there. I'll add 2. Return. That's that. And it is combat round 9. Kellen of Highgate to go.
Shadow's Hood should have 4 on it.
4. Right, okay. Let me just grab that again. Oh, yes, 2 magic points for 4
I'm
rounds. That's
pretty
right.
certain the first time we used that, I paid every round to extend it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kellen to go. You've seen the guy you were fighting has just vanished through a wall. He's just phased through a wall.
Right.
Behind you, you can hear. You can still hear screaming from through the other walls. It's getting fainter. The captive is kind of starting to. No, he's not starting to see again, because he was starting to see again, and then he's lost his eyesight again. The squirming tentacle, the mass is still there, and nobody knows where the hell the demon is. So over to you.
Right. Okay. Let's deal with this at the point where somebody's just apparently walked through a wall.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
My initial reaction would be to say, well, let's check to see whether or not that's a solid wall.
Okay.
He may have a spell running. It may be something else.
Mhm.
Let's, poke it with a sword.
Okay. So you check the wall, tapping it with a sword. You get tink, tink, tink as you hit the stone, and then it just no sound, and part of your sword disappears. You pull it back. Your sword's fine. You push it in again. There's definitely a hole that you can't see.
Right. Well, in that case, I'm going to attempt to go through it.
Right, you are. So it was 1 action to find it, 1 action to move, so you can move through it.
Right.
As if it wasn't there, or
Well,
as if the
I
hole
can't,
was
I
there.
can't, I can't
Okay.
really move through it.
Good point. I still haven't broken that section of wall. have
Well,
I?
I can actually move around.
Yeah, that'll do. Aye.
Right. So if I come out the other side,
Yes, that's only moved you 2 meters so far. Yeah.
right, and I can't see him anywhere.
No, you can't.
Right. So my initial indication would be that he's gone to the north somewhere at this point.
Here's an
Through that
interesting
north-
point, however. You can see this curtain is twitching slightly. There's somebody behind it.
Right.
Would I have opened the curtain and then pulled it back round me?
I would imagine you've just lifted the side of the curtain and dashed in and then looked for your target.
Fair enough.
In haste. Well, in that case, I will. If that's just 2 meters,
Yes, 2 meters.
right? And I will say to Adrian, "Come
Oh,
on,
sorry,
this way.
technically it's 3, isn't it? 3 meters, my apologies.
3 meters. Let's go."
Okay, yep,
Right. As I plunge through the wall.
yep.
If that's 3 to there, let me get me measure up. I suppose I've got to go around the table.
Yeah.
For another 3.
Wasn't the table moved in front of the door by the demon to try and keep us out?
It started to move it, but it stopped when you
Didn't
blew the
finish,
table
got
away.
through too fast.
That's
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Right. So I'll go to this curtain and then see who's behind it.
Right, you yank the curtain back, ready to strike, and you see Gora is on the other side, looking down, trying to spot something.
Right. So I'll be there at that point.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Oh, okay. So that's your turn. So it's Adrienne to go next.
Right. Adrienne is going to also follow closing that door. As she goes
Closing
past.
which door?
Closing this door. Closing that door again.
Oh, the southern door. Yes, no problem.
Southern door.
Yeah.
And then also going through the wall.
Yeah. Okay. From there, I will just actually, if I use that person and close the door, that should be that door.
Who's looking after the hostages?
Well, nobody
Nobody
at the
at this
moment.
Mm.
Right.
Okay,
Do
so
we
she's
need
coming.
to look after the hostages? I mean, it's like
Well, that was like the crux of your plan. If you want to sort of get somebody who's like more able as a, are we still negotiating? Is the question.
well, the plan is still to negotiate. I'm not here to murder people.
No, but are we still trying to get him to stand down, or are we going to beat him down, tie him up, and then try and negotiate with him?
That might be the only plan that we've got.
It's
Yes.
a better negotiating spot, to be fair.
It is quite a strong negotiating position, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, right. Well,
Bear in mind, having Gildan as a prisoner the first twice didn't actually help a great deal.
Yeah.
No, but we did manage to bully prizes out of him.
True.
I could bring him along.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. So move to where you were going to move, and I'll move the prisoner.
Right, so I'm going to move into this room. Oh dear, stop it. Right, so I'm going to move into this room here, down the south wall, sort of behind where I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring him along
Okay,
through the passageway
there we go.
at the same time. Saying, "Come on, buddy, this way."
Okay.
And Adrian's actually going to say to him, "We're not here to hurt you. Why all of the attacks and the maliciousness and the nastiness? What's going on?"
You started it, I think.
No, somebody cut a grenade off the master.
More to the point, a demon came out of your butler,
That's
and
just,
suddenly
that's-
we're the enemy,
that's
not
just the
the
butler.
demon.
He does that.
Hmm.
No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't do that.
How can you think that we're the enemy when you've got an actual demon in your house?
Ah,
Are you on the same side as the demon?
How can you think you're the... Just because there's a demon doesn't mean to say you're not also the enemy. Also, no demon till you got here. You get here, demon.
So you've never been in the basement.
He's not our
No.
butler.
He hasn't been in the basement. Okay, that's pushing a free action a
Conversation
little
too
bit
far,
far now. Yeah. So, Adrienne, you know I said about no war and peace. We're at least halfway
all
through
right.
chapter 1 now.
Right,
that was
Adrian.
Adrian.
Adrian's action is to get to there with him.
Yeah.
effectively, because she's currently in a bad way.
Yes, she is.
I'll
Okay,
sort her out
speaking of
next
people
turn.
who are in a bad way, the demon regenerates 1 hit point this round. um, okay, so still not quite back up to where he started, I don't think. It is still him to go. So let me just think about what he might want to do. Other than try and... Well, I mean, he's currently finding it hilariously funny that the orc just fell off the side of the thing, but he's
It's
not going to...
It's like sort of floating in midair, mutely laughing.
Yeah, sort of.
Right, that's his whole turn.
And
and then he's kind of switching to crying because he got so badly beaten.
he has been quite badly beaten, yes.
Roll for his laughter,
So
and
he
if he
is...
fails, he falls down.
From where he's at, he couldn't hit you with that unless he came back, and I don't think he fancies doing that. So I think he's going to keep moving at this crawling speed that he's got to go at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So he's got nothing else to do, so he might as well move his next major action at the thing as well. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he gets to there. So it's Mog of the Bright Eye Client.
I don't know where he's gone.
You don't.
I
You know he
don't.
flew off round the southern corner and he was climbing as he went. But that's
Right.
all you know.
Can I throw a suggestion?
I think I know what I'm gonna do. Actually, I think probably the safest and most sensible thing is to call off the pursuit for now and crawl back up to the room that I saw you poking your head out of. But
The
what was
very
your
thing I was gonna
suggestion gonna be? Yeah.
Yeah, so sort of regroup.
I'm annoyed by this because you know what I'm like. I'll do it.
Okay.
You know what I'm like when I'm after someone.
Indeed so. So you reactivate your spider climb thingy. And you're currently on the ground there on the 5th story, so that's 13
That's
meters above.
slightly higher than I can go. So I'm like just below the window going, let me in!
You're just below the window. I'm going to take the prone marker off you because you're no longer prone. So you're clambering up that window. So your side's nicely regrouped. Their side is still a little bit scattered. It's Gora to go.
Right.
You can see an injured Mog clambering up the wall towards you. I assume she grabbed her axe on the way past.
Yeah.
I will get out of Mog's way, for one thing.
Right?
Usually the best suggestion.
Yep. And for another thing, I'm going to heal Adrienne with mundane healing.
Mundane healing, right you are. Go ahead.
Which I can do as a minor action, so I've moved, and this is a minor.
Right, yeah.
And there are bonuses to this because I'm a chirurgeon.
Yes. Yeah. Let's go ahead and give that a go.
Right. Okay. Now the question is, what level am I at for this?
Oh.
What level do you have to be to get your 3rd level talent for
Master.
mage?
Yeah.
Mage is the 3rd level. I'm checking.
Right.
Right. Okay. So new talent 2. New talent at 7. No. New. Oh, the new talent is at. I think it's at level 10. So no, I haven't got that. Right. So that would
Is this a
be.
specialization?
No, it's the talent. Just the mundane
Right,
talent.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like how I've got the dexterity thing. That's a class talent. It's
Oh,
like
right,
that
it's a class
for mages.
talent. Right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Actually, if you've got level 3 for marked, wouldn't I have level 3 for chirurgeon?
Marked is a specialization.
Right.
Which is 4, 6, and 8.
Yeah.
Right. In which case, then only journeyman. So that's stunt die times 2 for when I try this healing action.
You not add your intelligence as well.
Yes, stunt die times 2 plus intelligence.
Shame the
4
stunt
DS.
dice was only a 1 then, really.
And chosen of fate. I can re-roll that. Oh no, it's only for stunts, isn't it?
It's only for stun stunts.
It's only if you
yeah.
generated stunts and you didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay, then.
plus 6.
Not great, but you know.
Better than nothing, nonetheless. You attend to.
Better than jabbing the eye with a sharp stick. Okay. 6 for Adrian.
So you
That's it.
attend to Adrian's various injuries.
And I can't mundane heal her again until she gets injured again. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That is correct, yes.
Right.
So that was a major. Oh, you had to move towards it, didn't you? So that's your minor action.
That was too minor, in fact.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the mistress to go next. Let's have a look. Seem to have misplayed. There she is. So magic for this round. I should check out her powers as well. So since she's like tooled herself up with every defensive spell she's got, not a great deal else she can do now except start casting them on other people, I suppose. So she actually, yes, there is, because isn't the master injured? Let me just take a look. Yes, he's in the yellow. So she's going to do the same as you did and attempt a mundane healing. So that's a master, that's the apprentice knobhead, that's the apprentice captured, that's
And
the demonic butler.
obviously we can't see it, but she's attempting it on somebody else, not herself.
Yes, she's attempting it on the master. She is character, intelligence. Okay, Lord, he says cryptography, healing. There we go. Fucking hell, right. Okay, so it is. Let me just. No, it's just a healing. It's not a thing we specialise in, not talent. So it's just 6 plus her intelligence. That's 9 he gets back. Best check and see whether he can take 9 back. Or whether that would take him above his. So that's magic points I'm looking at. Right, why is he showing to me as yellow if he's not actually injured then?
We were having this problem last week as well.
We were,
Yeah.
weren't we? I remember that now
Yeah.
you mention it.
But only with like one person.
Yeah. Okay, so she's checking him for injuries. Turns out he hasn't got any, so she's wasted her action. But never mind, she didn't have much to do anyway. So Apprentice Lyra, still unconscious. Master in Hillen, absolutely furious about the invasion of his home by a band of what he would see as murder hobos. Even if you don't see yourselves that way, that's how he's decided he's seeing you.
Nobody's died yet.
Okay then.
No, I don't feel it hobos. So I just
As injury hobos. Also, you have a home, so he's wrong on both counts.
Yeah,
yeah.
we brought a Vado with us.
And you live at Fannon's as well. And nobody's dead yet, so we can't animate them.
How can you have these thoughts about like an upstanding knight and a cleric?
And me.
Not you.
Thanks.
You were an actual. But the thing is, right, racism is prevalent, and you're a rogue by trade.
Is that how you justify it?
Okay, so the
He
master's not
justifies
really
it.
got anything to do either. I suppose you could try and get through that locked door to go and kill the apprentice who's escaped, who seems to have taken your side instead of his, which he's pretty pissed about. So he's going to try and get through that door.
But why it's her apprentice? Why is she not?
She hasn't taken any action against her, even though the mistress appears to be on the master's side, and the apprentice has definitely acted as if she's on your side. The mistress hasn't acted against her apprentice.
That's odd.
I told you there's a lot of very complicated things going on between this, let's call it a dysfunctional family. Although they're
So
not technically family.
he's actually the murder hobo.
Well, from some of the spells he's cast, he seems to be the necromancer, because I think Patrick picked up on that about round 1 of the fight, I think.
Blood wound.
Apprentice Saria is going to, and I really hope she passes this, because she's in trouble if she doesn't. Actually, let me just check her spells first. Actually, she might be alright even if she does fall, but it would probably be better if she didn't do that. So, let's make a climb roll. Oh dear. Oh dear, right, okay. So she's currently looking out that window, thinking about climbing out of it, gets one leg over the thing and then thinks, fuck that, I'm going to fall. So it's kind of stuck. So moving on, it's the captive apprentice, then the earthen passage counts down 1, then apprentice Magnus. Now, I know what apprentice Magnus is going to try and do. However, I need to find him. He's over here somewhere.
It's behind the wall over there.
Sorry, Magnus, there we go.
Here.
Yeah, I don't mean I need to find his talk. I mean,
Yeah,
I need to
I
find
know you need
his
to
character sheet.
Mr. Killer, you're behind the curtains. I can see your feet.
Okay, so I am going to attempt another one of the... Actually, I'm going to put him on Whisper, because you guys have no idea what he's up to at the moment. Oh, and there's me gluey cursor back. Do love it when that happens. So...
Was that on the character sheet?
Oh,
Just dragged
shit, he doesn't
down.
have that anymore, because that was from his scroll.
Yeah.
Well, bollocks. Right, okay.
He was going to drop through the floor.
He was,
Mhm.
but he can't.
Into the pit full of spikes. in the
See,
secret room,
this is
I
what I
think.
said. Wasn't that from a scroll? Because I thought if it wasn't persistent, then it would have to cast it to go one way through the wall, then cast it again to go back.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay, so in order to get right,
Well,
he
look at
has
his
failed.
consequences of his actions.
So he has failed that spell, so that's 12 points of magic he's just burned for nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. Shit, that doesn't leave him much. So, that's...
Surrender is an option.
Not aye, well, we'll see. We'll see. So he's going to spend this, I think.
Don't make us come in there.
And I will roll...
See if he cries in the corner.
We're not going to kill you, but the referred's worse than death.
There we go. So that's that plus his thing is the thing. 14.
I have an hour-long sermon here.
We have some Vogon poetry.
Okay, so that's him done that. Let me just... Yeah, that's okay there then. So moving on to the next... Oh, now I've lost the...
Turn order.
Turn order, yeah.
It's there somewhere.
Ah, there it is. Sneaky little bugger. These
Last place
opacities
you
are
looked.
just a little bit too opaque for me. So, tentacles are fading a little bit. The Shadow's hood is still in power. It is now combat round 10. And it is calendar go.
Okay, so is this door open or closed?
That door is closed.
So he ran in there and closed the door, did he?
Yeah, about 2 rounds ago.
Okay. How come we can still see in?
Because I didn't realise it was closed. Hold on a second. I
Okay.
will. Sorry, I didn't realise it was open on the thing. That better?
No,
No, you can still see.
can still see in.
Still move backwards and forwards through it.
Okay, let me just...
Same.
That's because the door thingy seems to be on. I can see that. So which levels it been moved on to? Let's try the map level. Yes. So I'm going to have to move that from the map level. I can't move it onto the lighting level. So how do I do this? Token level first. What the fuck just happened there?
Oh God.
The
You-
whole room all the shadows
I-
disappeared.
Shadows
Yeah.
have, for me, shadows have become like negative,
Yeah, the exact same
and
thing's happened to
and
me.
the tendrils have gone.
Half
I
building. Oh, I can still see the ten. Actually, weirdly
No.
enough, I can see a line of nothing
Oh,
through the tendrils,
hang
and then
on.
tendrils either side.
Hang on a
Maps
second.
Hell has
moved.
broken loose.
Oh God, right. If I've moved my token into right now, right,
Yeah,
the
you took the
shadows,
tendrils with you when you moved.
yeah, like the entire shadow level, the whole layer of shadows has
Yeah.
like come loose
Also,
from.
you took me.
I don't know what the hell is going on, but everything is behaving in completely the wrong way. So this is
It's
going to
back
take a
where it
little bit to
was.
fix.
Yeah.
So it's
Map's now
back where it was. I can't work out why everything's gone that funny colour because I've never seen this happen before.
Nope.
I've never read about this fault occurring before.
Roll
So-
20, rolled that dice again.
We've lost our health auras.
Yes.
We have.
So we have some kind of crash in the making, don't we? I'm going to log out and log back in and see what happens.
Yeah. Should we also do the same?
Yeah, I
Same
think
thing.
if everybody logs out, logs back in again, see if that fixes it. If not, this could be a fairly serious issue. Yep, this is a fairly serious issue.
I'm just loading forever. Oh, everything's pink now.
Yeah, something's gone fairly horrifically wrong here. Okay, I'm going to come out and see if I can fix the APIs at least. So exit in game.
Do you want us to wait to go back in until they give us the word, or should we just come straight back in?
Actually, that might be an idea. Come out for a while, and I will
Okay.
see about fixing this.
Yep.
So let me see settings.
Gonna pop to the.
Yeah, no problem. API scripts. Right, they actually still appear to be. Okay, that looks odd. Okay, that's better. They weren't running. Wasn't telling me they weren't running, but they weren't running. So that's that. So now, don't come back in just yet. I'm going to head in.
Oh, so, as soon as you give the word.
So I'm going to launch the game and see if we are still having issues. I don't think that on its own will have fixed it. All this just from trying to move that door onto the right layer. Okay, we have what appears to be some kind of catastrophic failure here.
dear.
Oh no.
Let's see if I can fix this map.
Is there something as fundamental as an undo feature?
Not that I'm aware of. Okay, just give me a second. I'm going to try turning the dynamic lighting off. Because I would say 9 out of 10 faults tend to trace back to dynamic lighting. Okay, come back in, guys.
Right.
Unfortunately, you can currently see everything, which is not ideal. I've had to turn the
Okay.
dynamic lighting off. So what I will probably do instead in a moment is put on... I'm going to try putting it back on, see if switching it off and switching it back on again. I can't believe I'm
Always.
saying this.
Always.
Is going
For
to
the
work.
first time ever, I wasn't zoomed in on something weird.
No, that's back as it was. Now,
Okay, I've got
an
an idea.
important point. An important point. This is the only time when I can see the tendrils, and I can see them only in the shadow areas. It's like it's inverted.
Yeah.
So if you've got an invert, that's done it.
Fixed it. Apart from the tendrils are missing.
The tendrils are missing. Now I'm in this room now. You can probably see where I'm at, and there's no light other than what's being cast in through this door.
That's probably because something's still not quite right. Also, all the health auras are off, so let me just type them back in to reinitiate, because we know that the API scripts are technically running now. So let me call that API. I will okay, that API should be finished fixing tokens, except you haven't, because none of the tokens have their health thing on. So what's
Manually deactivate and reactivate.
The bar's gone to the wrong bar again, I think. No, it hasn't. It's on the right bar. Shit.
Previously you could change what layer the auras were on.
Okay. So it should be bar 3. It is set to bar 3. You're not showing. I don't know what's wrong. I'm just, as Games Master, I'm just heading over to another map to see if we're having similar problems on other maps or not. Yep.
Well, we've played without auras in the past. It's a nice feature, but it's not vital.
Yeah, just a second. So, health color green, death effect, aura size, one-offs yes, effects yes, percentage yes, show PC health yes, show NPC health yes, show dead yes, show dead again yes, GMC's all PC names yes, is on yes.
I just saw. Oh! Everybody's gone a funny colour.
Yep, we have.
Yeah. Ooh.
Let me just come back to the one you're on to see what's happened. Okay.
I think it's overlaid the aura on us, judging by the funny colours we are.
Changed it from aura to tint, which is.
I'd be inclined to agree, but for the fact that I've just changed my health all the way down to 0, and my tint didn't change.
Is that why you were popping red blood?
That was visible to you, was it? Wasn't visible to me?
That's green. Yeah.
That's the healing effect.
Yeah. Seen that.
Okay, so that API script is not currently running correctly, but can everybody? What can everybody see?
I can see us. I can see into this room, so the door is still effectively open.
Okay, so this time I'm just going to delete the damn thing.
Right.
Shit.
Oh dear.
Now the whole floor has vanished.
Yeah,
I see the tentacles now.
The map's gone. The auras are back.
The auras were behind the map layer.
So
I can't get the map back.
So the map needs sending to the back.
No, I can't get the map back.
Oh, you can't get it back.
The map was on the wrong. The map shouldn't have been affected there, because the map should not have been. Okay, I can see what happened there. When I tried to move this, it has moved the map onto the token layer, turned the map into a token. So, let me just talk my way through this. It'll sound like I'm talking to myself. That's
right.
because I work through problems more easily when I can hear.
Absolutely.
So, if I reload level 5, so Saragosa, fuck right off. It's telling us it doesn't exist. Let's try Tower. Okay, so those are segments of the Tower of Saragosa, so that's all I need to do is find level 5. Oh shit, I'm going to have to piece these all back in. That's level 2, that's level... Fuck. Level 5. Nope, I've got a level 5 that's all one bit. So, I need to just change this onto the map background. When I get this fixed, I expect a massive fucking cheer, mind. Tower of Saragosa, level 5. This will come in too small. Don't panic. Now I need to click on that, right click, and advanced settings, set dimensions, and I think, but I'm not sure, that it's 25 by 25, so let me change that from pixels to units, change 3 to 25, change the other 3 also to 25. This should change it to the right size, but it'll be offset. So, bosh. So far, so good. Now, if I slide this over...
Keep going, keep going.
It's a little bit gluey. Nearly there, I think.
Up a bit.
Up a bit.
Yeah, that's about it there.
That's about it there. Brilliant. Okay, come off
Yeah.
onto that. Double check on this. Yes.
Your tentacles are still missing, though.
Tentacles are still missing, which is kind of odd. However, I'll sort the
I
tentacles.
did see them. I did see them. That they haven't moved. They'll just be on a different layer.
Okay, the fact I can't see them is the problem, because I should be seeing all this at this
Right.
point. But let's just fix the problem that started it all. I will take
Door.
this fucking door. Nah, actually, that door is entirely ungrabbable.
You put a new door in.
Don't
It'll
you
take 8 hours to hang a door
fucking
there.
dare move. Okay, so can you all see a green line on the map where the door is?
No,
No.
Okay, so if you can't see it, that might mean it's on the Games Master's layer. Yes. So if I change that to the... Fuck's sake. Right, if I... Jesus Christ. Okay, if I move him back and then activate that, nothing fucking happens. So it's not reading that as a door. Okay, so if I go back onto the Games Master's layer, delete the friggin' thing. Won't let me. Delete the frigging thing. So, audience at home, you're getting to see what happens when you get a catastrophic failure on Roll20 and how you would fix certain issues. So at least you're learning something. I feel like Nico Levo here.
lots of swearing.
Lots of swearing, yeah. This is me toning it right the fuck down. Believe me. You should hear me swearing at technology when I don't have an audience. Okay, so draw polygon line green bush. We are currently on the...
He swears so much that during that current building project, they call it the offense.
Oddly enough, it has made most of my neighbours so much closer than before, because the number of people who were coming to help or to talk to us while I do it, or the new guy who lives across the street loaned us all his expensive
Oh, wow.
post hole and stuff, which has made life so much easier. I'm still in agony, but I'm putting in double the number of posts per day that I could manage without the right equipment. Right, is that door finally closed?
Yay!
Whew. Right, okay, is the dynamic lighting still whilst, or is that... Alright, who's taking the piss now?
No, you did say you
You said
wanted...
you wanted a big cheer.
I did.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I'll just shift that back onto there. I will finally check the dynamic lighting settings, and I think that will be everything. So page
Tentacles.
settings. Oh yes, tentacles need to come back.
And... Oh,
How's
Right
that
there.
now? Got brighter. That's because the
the
lights
shadows are
come
back in place, like the fog of war's back on.
Brilliant. Right, so now I only need to find the tentacles again. And can I remember which
Dave the tentacle.
set they're in?
It was chaos something or other.
Excellent, thank you. So that's
You're welcome.
under, I can't remember, it was Marketplace or... Can't remember whether I bought them or whether I was
I think you said
given
it was one that you actually own.
Yes, but there are 3 different types you own. Ones that you've bought, ones that come with your subscription level, and ones that just occasionally show up for reasons that I still haven't
Unknown.
figured out. Yeah.
Right, no worries, no worries. I've got last week's episode up.
Okay, so it's
And,
not under market purchases, so it
Um,
must be under subscription. Let's check that.
Yeah.
I'm watching you now go through the sets.
Okay, what's it say at the top of the
Watching
one you've
Um,
found it under?
Your chaotic conjuration. Yes, chaotic conjuration, grasping tentacles.
Yes,
I
but
mean,
is it under
certainly is
subscription?
chaotic.
Is it under
Sorry?
Yes,
Yes, under subscription sets.
Right, chaotic conjurations.
Yes.
Right, got it. Excellent. And that's interesting. I've never seen that one before. There's lots of swishy, colourful, fluffy ones, and severed hand. That's quite nice. Ah, there we go. Horrific tentacle porn, which is now on the wrong fucking level.
Oh, it's there. It's really small, but it's there.
Yeah, it's because
Mini
it's come in as a
tentacles.
token, which is fair enough, but it'll always come in as a single square if you put it in as a token. So
Kawaii baby tentacles.
this will go in the wrong place for a second. Don't fear, I'm
Baby
gonna move
tentacles.
them.
Baby tentacles. Do 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 do
Oh,
do do.
God.
Baby tentacles. Do 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 do.
Jesus. Okay, so that's one,
Needs
two.
to be a little bit bigger.
It does, doesn't it? Okay.
It's like a 3x3 with those half blocks on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to be up a bit. So that,
Okay.
no.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
no,
Sean,
no,
Sean, just draw a
no, I know where it
rectangle.
needs to be. It's just getting it
Yeah.
there.
Okay, you're
Right.
getting it in there, right? Sorry.
Because it's if the snapping's on, it distorted it. Right. Okay. I do believe we're back in the game.
And
Hey.
that's all we have time for this week.
I think we can probably squeeze another 30 minutes out of this. So
Yeah, you want to play another round, yeah?
another round,
Mhm.
yes. Okay, so Kellen, it was you to go.
Me to go, right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from here. I'm going to go back through that wall, and I'm going to pick up Lyra off the floor.
Right, yes.
Sort of move, pick her up. Can I do anything else?
No,
Effectively, or
that'll
just-
be you for the round.
I can't sort of like do half move to there, pick her up, and half move back.
Unfortunately not. No, there's a special talenty thing that lets you do that, so it must. It wouldn't be worth having if
Yeah.
if anyone would do it. So, Adrian up
Yeah.
next. And my screen's just turned itself off. My
Do we
second screen.
do we know where Magnus has gone, or do we heavily suspect where Magnus has gone?
Well, the door's now shut to
The
the
door,
Yeah.
the door's now shut, so I think you would
Right.
have a fairly strong suspicion.
Okay. Do we still have a standing hands pool?
Yes.
Do we have a standing puppets pool?
No.
Let's have some puppets.
Okay.
You want to do? We're going to roll a puppets roll then. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just get that back up because all the character sheets and everything have closed.
Of course.
I've got it open if you want me to do
Yeah.
it.
Just spin the dice.
Okay.
I blame you if it fails though. Was it going? There you
And
go.
that appears to be a pass with this is puppets, so that's 4 points in the puppets pool.
Yeah. Re-roll that stunt dice.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you can do, and you pick the best.
Good man.
So,
Nice.
Excellent. So instead of 4 points in the puppets pool, you now have 5 points in the puppets pool. I'm going to stop.
It
saying
gets so
puppets-
much more complicated when you've got all of these spells running
Mhm.
side by side
S-
in parallel.
Somebody somewhere's thinking 5 puppies.
Yes. Okay, so Adrian has summoned Fate once more, and once again, Fate has responded to her call. That was a
Right,
major
so-
action. Does she have a minor
So he
action?
drops 6
Um,
points in there.
Oh yeah, please if you would.
Oh, hang on, but she's got 4 stunt points, or 5 stunt points. No,
Do-
yeah,
4
5
stun points.
5 stunt points
So
because
5
we
stunt
re-rolled
points
it.
because you re-rolled it. Yes, that's quite right.
So
5
we want
stunt
to
points.
reduce
Oh.
the cost.
I tell you what, why not disrupt magic and get rid of that shadow tentacles altogether?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Use that stunt then.
Okay, read the stunt out to me, would you please?
Certainly. Disrupt magic. In addition to its normal effects, your spell is so powerful that it may disrupt another magic effect, such as a spell on the target.
Yep.
On the
On the
target.
target.
On the target.
Right.
Okay, so forget about that.
Actually,
Mm.
Puppets of Fate doesn't really have a target. Ergo, I'm going to allow it.
Because
Is this
it's sort of
partially-
It's the world.
Right. As in on the target of the spell,
Yes.
as opposed to like the target being the person, because that would be caster, wouldn't it?
Yes, I would say caster. So because Puppets of Fate doesn't really have a target as such, I'm going to allow it. You're all standing close to it. You can all see it. It's been the bane of your lives.
Yeah.
On this occasion, I'm going to permit it.
Roll an immediate test of your intelligence power arcana versus the spell power of any one effect on the target.
So the spell power of
Yeah.
the thing, it was
Tentacles.
cast by the
it
demon.
was 16.
It was
at the
16, yeah. It was before he powered up.
Mm-hmm.
So roll an intelligence arcana roll then.
Yes.
Well, it would be power arcana if she had it.
Yeah. Okay, failed.
However, you do have 5 hands points.
Do we have 5 hands points?
No, that's
Yes.
Puppets points. Oh,
Oh,
did you also
No, we
have
have 5 hands points.
Ah, okay.
Let's go back to the where's the last time hands was written in. Hands
Yeah.
5, yeah, okay. In which
use it.
case, that's what? That's like 4 to get up to the make it a success.
Yeah.
Do we want rid of it that badly?
Well, you could re-roll that. No, you can't because
No, only for stunts.
Right. Okay.
We can always roll hands again. Ultimately,
Yeah. You could do. Yeah.
Okay,
Get
so-
rid of it. Get rid of it. Take 4
Yeah.
points.
You're going to
Yeah.
take the 5 points out of your hands pool, and Fate
Well,
is going to
4 of them.
take 4 at the hands pool.
Fate is going to intervene and destroy the shadow tendrils. So you see them kind of zipping back into the ground, almost like they're being sucked into the ground, getting narrower and thinner and fainter, easier to see through as they turn into just wisps of shadow that then blow away in an unseen breeze.
Right. Now,
Is that all I get? I thought that was poetic as fuck, and all I get is a right. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Beg your
Pearls before swine. Pearls before
honest-
swine.
Honestly, I'm that focused on like what's a major
That's
action, what's a
alright.
minor action,
Yeah.
and acting. I'm lost in the mechanics rather
see,
than
that's the
enjoying the
danger.
scenery as we go.
Right.
And
So
honestly, that is a shame.
yeah.
And
Okay.
you're quite right.
Take a few steps back. Take it. What the hell? I've just noticed there is a tiny version of the map has just appeared over here. I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to show you it first. I'll just drag it over. This was next to the master.
That's probably you've somehow double imported it.
Yeah, must have done. Double clicked or something when I dragged it in. Okay, so yeah, just
He's got a
So-
scroll with it on.
So what you
Wait,
said,
Yes.
was that the Masters D&D board? I mean,
it must have
The
been.
Master's map.
yeah.
fleas
kind
have
of-
smaller fleas to bite them,
Yeah.
and so on ad infinitum.
Yes. God, I've not
Right.
heard that. in years.
So what you said was that gradually the fate intervenes, the tendrils gradually grow smaller and wisp away into nothing.
Yes,
Is that what you
that's
said?
right. Yeah, just fade away. So they get weaker, easier to see through, less dark, thinner, smaller. It's almost like they're being sucked in through the floor as they also begin to deteriorate in their density, and then they just disappear in wisps of smoke or shadow, and then they are nothing.
I have pictured all of that in my mind's eye, and thank you.
No problem. No problem. It's always a danger that you get lost in the mechanics
Yes.
rather than picturing what's going on. So, at the risk of doing the same, has Adrienne got any further actions?
Right. So to clarify, it is a minor action to move and a separate minor action to open a door.
Yes.
Okay. In which case, I think taking up a defensive position.
Right. Yep.
So possibly stand firm.
Okie dokie. So you're going to stand firm. The butler to go next. He
Mhm.
is going to smash his way in through this window. Somebody roll d6 damage for us, please, while I roll a d6 for his regeneration. I'll take the first one of those.
I got in first.
Yours is a much better roll.
I'm only seeing. I'm seeing a 1 and a 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So as I said, I'm doing his regeneration. So he's taken 1 point of damage, but he regenerated 4. So.
The thing is, if it was some sort of critical fail on a 1.
Yes. Okay, so he's burst in through the window over there and joined up with some people he thinks are on his side.
Can we hear that?
Crash tinkle.
Yeah, it's a broken window. It's fairly loud. It's on the other side of the tower to some of you. Callan's in the middle. So I'm going to say, everybody give me a perception hearing roll. Your target, if you are Kellen, is 11. If you are Mog, it's 15. And if you're anyone else, is 13. So Gora's heard it. Mog's heard it. Adrienne have heard it. Yes, you've heard broken glass from the east.
Everybody's heard it.
Yeah.
Bog's like ranting about people
yeah,
being
Kellen heard it as
like
well.
not opening windows properly now.
Yes. And it's Mog to go.
Adrienne's no longer
Uh,
a vision source for me.
Ah, no, there's an odd side effect of the earlier catastrophic cock-up. Let me just have a look at that.
I can see her, but the room she's in is in shadow.
Okay, so Adrian controlled by. Okay, that's odd. Dynamic lighting settings. Let's see if it's that.
But if Patrick wants to take over, that's fine because they're now back in the same room. I don't have a
Yeah,
problem.
okay. I can't see why it's doing that.
Would that perception test allow stunts?
Yes, it would allow thingy stunts. Begins with an E. Can't think of the word.
Exploration.
That's the chaps.
In which case, in which case, resources at hand. Choose a focus that you don't have that falls under the same ability as the test you're making. You are considered to have that focus until the time or venue changes.
Okay.
I'm gonna choose hearing or listening.
Yep. Okay.
And do you require an explanation as to how the bonus arises?
You can give me one if you think it'll add to the. If it'll take away from the mechanics and refocus us on the stuff, on the story.
Repeatedly throughout the past few sessions, so within like the past few hours,
yeah.
From the character's perspective, Adrian's hearing has been really quite acute. I think something about the shadowy nature of this place
yes.
is attuning her senses.
I like that. We'll go with that. Okay, so she's becoming more sensitive to sounds in this place as the shadowy nature, as you mentioned. So she's heard the breaking glass. She's heard a vague grunt as the demon opens the window with its face again. And a couple of.
It wasn't even locked.
It wasn't even locked, but he was on the wrong side of it. He was on the outside.
Yeah.
So, Mark, what would you like to do?
Well, first thing I'm going to do is climb back through the window.
Okay, go ahead.
Which I assume is open. Yeah, it is open because
It
Gora
is.
opened it.
Yeah.
I can't get back in through the window.
Of course, right, okay, just give me... I'm not fiddling on with windows again, so I will take control of Mog for a moment.
Go for it.
Move you inside, and there you go.
Thank you.
No problem. Sorry, I'm just checking my security camera, because I have a shit ton of expensive wood and concrete outside, and I can...
Yeah.
No, that's okay. I thought there was somebody standing in the garden staring at it, but what had happened is the feed had temporarily frozen. He'd actually walked straight past.
Ah, I thought you were just going to say, oh, it's just a ghost.
Well, funnily enough, I thought I saw one the other day, and I don't even believe in them because I could see a human-shaped white glow, and the camera was flashing to tell us like there is a person
Moth.
in your spider. It turned out to be a spider, actually on the camera, but just the way it had positioned itself on
Yeah.
the camera, it looked like human-shaped.
Right.
Not all its legs would have, and it fooled the camera. So
You've
That's
got
the
to
problem.
The camera was screaming at us like, "There's somebody in your garden! There's
Yeah.
somebody in your garden!" And it was just this spider who was like spinning a web across the camera and had stopped for a rest.
They will do that until you put some sort of spider deterrent up there, because the infrared light it gives off attracts insects, so it's a really good place to catch.
Oh, it catches
So-
loads of them, yeah.
Yeah, and the web will sort of really glow out at night under the
It really
under the night
does.
vision.
Yeah, I've been
And-
out a couple of times thinking they were like carrier bags caught
Yeah.
on the. It's all right. I
Just
go out
loads
every
of
week now and
anti
just
spider.
wipe the things off. Okay, so Mog, what
Right.
were you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what's probably the best thing to do, to be fair.
Well,
Well-
you're kind of regrouped in this room with
Yeah.
Kellen just stepped through the wall to pick somebody up.
I didn't see Kellen step through a
No,
wall.
you didn't actually.
That would be super weird, probably.
The enemy are well. You've captured two.
Yeah.
Some of them have regrouped. At least one of them is elsewhere.
Yeah, back
Um,
through to the
Yeah.
south.
Also, there's the
yeah.
one that's definitely been helping you. You're not currently sure where she's at.
Okay,
guy to the north. There's a guy to the north.
shit, yeah,
Would Gora be able to sort of indicate to the door behind her while she's busy tending to Adrian?
You can point roughly, I suppose. Yes.
Yeah,
That way.
that away.
yeah, and make it to that door. Oop, that was really weird.
What was that?
That was incredibly weird.
Oh dear, what's
I'm,
happening now?
I'm trying to pick Mog up, and it says I'm picking Kellen if I get up.
Okay, that is really weird. So I'm just going to move Mog.
Although
forward.
oddly, I've now moved Mog, so I don't know what happened there. It was really it was only when I was moving her, it came up with Kellen's name instead.
How bizarre! Yeah, he's not even in the same room. You couldn't have caught him by accident.
That's why it was so weird.
So,
'Cause
so,
initially I
so,
was like, "Oops, have I picked the wrong person up? Wait, I can't have."
Aye.
so Mog's picking up Kellen. Well, shipper's gonna ship.
Okay, so Mog, you've made it to that far door.
Yep.
That's where we're currently
The
at.
door is locked. Yeah,
The door is not locked. No, it's closed.
Aha!
it's open.
It's
Well,
closed.
yeah,
Unlocked.
Yeah, it's unlocked.
it's unlocked. It's just closed.
Yes.
Right. Well, I'm gonna fling it open then.
So I take it your climb up through the window and over
Yeah.
here was all done in a single move, yeah?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
I'm
there you go.
assuming that flinging the door open is probably
A
like
minor
another
action, yeah.
panic. Right. Yeah, that's fine.
Does it open inwards?
Let me just zoom in so I can spot. Because I know which side the hinges are on based on the shape of the doorknob. So it opens towards you.
Yeah. So it's a wrench it open.
Yes, it's a
opposed
wrench
to
it
the-
open. Yeah.
Because I was going to say, if you were going to fling it open,
Something
it might hit
goes
behind the
on.
door.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, Dozy Bollocks behind it hasn't thought to throw the bolt over it. He was too busy failing to cast any spells.
What change the habit of a lifetime?
Well, quite. So, Gora, it's now
Also,
your
whoa,
turn.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Yes,
whoa,
go
whoa.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
Given that I haven't got room for major and I've just hidden two small minors, can I also say I would strongly suggest surrendering to him?
Yeah, that'll be a free action. Go for it.
Okay, and actually, would I be able to roll intimidation on that?
See, technically, if you're trying to intimidate, that's an action.
Okay.
However, under the circumstances of having chased him round the place, beating him up regularly, I'm going to. Oh, fuck's sake, am I?
What-
Yeah, go
technically
on.
shouldn't
Go
I
on,
have
go
to
on,
the
go
minor anyway because I've only taken two minors.
Well, it doesn't matter. Two minors is all you. If you take 2 minors, the second minor replaces your major. However, on this occasion,
Yeah.
under the
Previously, how
circumstances-
we've done it is you can take a minor, like a minor as normal, and then 2 minors instead of a major.
No, we've never done
Have
that.
we? Have we not? Oh, okay, fair enough.
No, we've never done that.
Let's read
I'm
that.
just thinking about the circumstances and whether or not. Yeah, go on. I'm going to allow an intimidation. I would be pretty intimidated if I was him.
I mean, I think he's pretty intimidated.
So that is a high enough number that he needs to worry about it. So let me just pull up his character sheet, which of course will have closed when everything else did. So master sheet and handouts, company of light, NPCs, apprentice, Magnus. There we go. Let's see if he. Okay, at this point he is seriously considering surrendering because he's running out of options for escape. So if he can't escape in the next round, then he's probably going to surrender. So I'll just pop that out of everybody's way.
I mean, unless he does something incredibly stupid or has something that we don't think he's done yet. I've gotten pretty cornered here.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
You fling himself out of a window.
I mean,
Yes.
that was what I was thinking is the other
Shout.
option, but like if he doesn't have any way of flying or clinging to the wall, that would be a pretty stupid idea.
You'd think,
I
wouldn't
see.
you?
He could fly straight down.
He could flash it down.
What, on this carpet?
So,
Falling with style.
where are the Mistress, character classes, Mistress and Halia, there we go. Character sheet. And I don't think there's a great deal left she can cast that she hasn't already cast. I'm just going to check out her other powers. Favorite stunts, spell blast, specialization, and that, and that, and that. Okay. Let's have a look at magic items then. Okay, nothing there. Fuck. Okay, she doesn't seem to be injured. No, okay. Nothing to do. She's just gonna sit. Well, they must have figured out by now that you're not coming. They've been. So she has to decide whether she is going to join the hunt for her apprentice or. Right, okay, I know what she's doing. Let me just move on to apprentice Lyra, who is still unconscious. Actually, she's probably come round at this point, but she's groggy and stunned. And still defeated, so still out of the action. Master in Hillen. Has he calmed down any yet? Let's see if he manages to get himself back under control or if he's still kind of raging.
I want to
So
rage.
I'm going to say the target number at this point is 13. 16 and with stunts, not that there's any use for stunts at this point. So he's managing to calm himself down and think more clearly about what they need to do. Now that
Despite all his rage, he's just a twat of a mage.
now that most of his side have regrouped and they feel a bit tougher with everyone together, he is going to use his next action to heal his little demon buddy.
Oh, haha, right.
And I should probably have had the Mistress do that, but I'm not sure how much she likes the demon. So he has passed, so that's 5, plus his intelligence of 5, so that's 10.
We don't know he's doing this, though.
You don't, so I should really learn to shut my mouth.
Well, the thing is, you can see it. You can talk through it if that's like the facility that you need. It's just a matter of making sure that we know that we don't
what
know.
you can act on and what you can't. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Apprentice Saria, she's still taking a look out of this window. She's not a very good climber. She's entirely trapped in a bathroom. Is going to yell for help. So Could I have a perception hearing test from everybody? Remember, one of you has got...
That's Adrian with a +2.
Yeah. Okay. It's difficult to hear from where you are. Mog, you're the closest. So, Mog, your target number will be 13.
Yeah.
Everybody else's will be 15.
Rather coincidentally, there is an ignore this line +2 on Adrian's perception, so I've used that to get the right calculation.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Handy. Yeah. So nobody seems to have. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, Adrian has heard. She can hear somebody, a female voice shouting for help from the north, like beyond the. You know the bathroom that Morg threw the demon out of,
Yes.
or rather, the demon jumped out the window to get away from Morg.
Auto-defenestrated, yes.
Yeah, it's that sort of area, slightly further east. So you think like the next window to the east.
Yeah.
It's a female voice shouting for help. With the amount of stunts that Adrienne generated, she also recognises it as Saria's voice.
Nice. I would also ask, yet again, resources at hand, same reasoning as before. Adrian's sight improves.
Okay, yes. It's very shadowy in this place, and she's used to seeing into shadows. She deals with shadows all the time. She's beginning to see through them a little bit better.
She's beginning to believe.
She's beginning to believe, yeah. So, having asked for help, Saria is going to take a look and see what spells she's got herself. And while I'm thinking about that, let's move on. Gildane has surrendered. Earthen Passage is burning up. Apprentice Magnus. Okay, so he's going to do some stuff.
So he pulls some stuff out of his backpack and snorts it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, he said stuff, not snuff.
Yeah. Okay, I think he's probably going to have to cast something, yeah.
Himself out of a window.
Yes. Ah, bloody lost him again. Let me find Apprentice Magnus. Aha, there you are, you little sword.
This could be very awkward.
He
If
is
it's an
going
attack
to...
spell.
That seems odd. Oh no, that's right. Okay, that's not great. So, oh Christ, he's in a bit of bother here. You're looking straight at him, aren't you? So, oh, fuck it. He's going to panic and shoot you. I'm not sure that's a great idea on his part. Actually, he's probably not going to do that. Right, I know what he's going to do. He is going to attempt to dissolve himself into his own shadow. And he has fucked it up again! Only this time there is enough points in the available pool for him to pass. So, let me just put a little ninja egg.
Both myself and Sean in the starting blocks can hear him.
But
Yeah.
if he puts himself into his own shadow, he disappears, but then his shadow disappears.
Well, no, he kind of melds with his own shadow, so he's
Oh,
become
right, okay.
like
It's
a
not vanished in a puff of
shadow
logic.
form. Hasn't vanished in a puff of logic. However, a lot of somebody's fate points just did.
Right. So that now becomes a success.
That's a success, yeah.
Puppets of Fate.
Puppets of Fate. Okay, let me just burn off these. Fuck's sake, I do this every time. No, it didn't become a success. It doesn't have enough. He always fails it by 4, and there's only 3 points in the puppets pool. So no, he didn't succeed. Forget I said that.
So we didn't use the puppets pool.
He didn't
Nope.
use the puppets pool. I need to pan back out. I need to burn off, I think, the last of his energy. So he's started last week pretty much as he meant to go on this week.
And Mog
just
looks at him and
fucking
says,
failed a load of... So he starts to dissolve into his own shadow, and then his own shadow just goes, no, fuck you.
Nah.
Solidifies again with a look of horror on his face.
It Peter Pan's him.
Yeah.
Get away.
Shadow tentacles were destroyed,
Get off
so
me.
they're gone.
You know what they call a mage with no more magic points? Lunch.
So, combat round 11. It's now 10-2. Would you like to do one last round, or would you like
Let's
to
do it. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do one last round.
Okay, so combat round 11, and it is Kellen of Highgate to go.
So Kellen goes back through this doorway carrying what's her name and plops her in this chair
Right, you are.
with a sword at her throat.
Okay. You do that. She lies in the chair. I'll just move her there, actually. She's conscious at the moment, but she's not very conscious. Whoops, I've missed the chair. Look at that.
Oh, she's on the floor. She fell out the chair.
Fell out of the chair, slopped over sideways. So you plonk her in carry her back, put her in the chair, and menace her with your weapon. Adrienne to go next.
Right, we've got hands, we've got puppets, we've got chosen still running. Let's fire off a strings.
Okay.
Got through the wrong spell book. Ooh, tell you what. This is so much fun, and I've just thought of this. So, I'll put it to the group. We could have another like technical boost from another fate pool with strings of fate, or Adrian could go over to Mog, take a sample of the demon's blood that he spat into her face, and use the Bloodhound spell to find out where he is.
He did do that. He did spit in
Yeah.
her face, yeah.
Yeah,
Go for it.
that is also that's kind of a cool way of using his own hubris against him, which
Yeah,
I like.
that's what I was thinking. So it's either we go for like the pure technical benefit of one spell, or we can kind of do the cool with another.
Yeah, I like that.
Right. Casting Bloodhound for the first time.
Okay, go ahead. So that is a pass, or is it?
Oh,
Okay, Puppets of Fate.
Right.
Make a save and throw, please. Your target number is going to be, I think it's 15, but I will double check. If I can find, there it is.
willpower, self-discipline. Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. 19, you've passed anyway.
Hey,
Lovely jubbly.
Okay,
Okay.
so
You can divine the presence of an object that you've put a blood mark on, or a living creature whose blood you have a sample of.
which you
I
do.
presume for the purposes of this, a demon is a living creature. Yeah?
Oh,
You're
yes,
not gonna-
yes, yes.
Yeah.
it has been
Right.
with the whole thing. That's why.
Yeah.
That, other tattoo.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
You can get a sample of blood from any weapon that has damaged the target in combat, or indeed been spat into somebody's face.
Yes.
When you first cast the spell, you will know if the target is within a mile of you, and if so, what direction. Lasts for 10 minutes, and you can keep it active for 2 magic points for further 10. While the spell is active, you will know what direction the target is from you.
Okay. So, you know that the creature is well within a mile of you, and
Yes.
it is to... where is your standing? There. It's almost
here somewhere.
exactly to her right. Well, no, because she's facing that way. It's behind her, so it's to the east. It's to
Yep.
the east, so...
It's behind you.
Yeah. You would say more accurately, I don't know why I don't just ping. There you go. I'm pinging where she's sensing it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's where you know it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else from Adrienne, or is that her done? I suppose
Let's say
she's had
she moved and she cast. That's it.
Yeah, okay. So, oddly enough, it is the creature to go next, the demon butler. who I have to say earlier, just before our crash, my wife came in to give me a cup of coffee, spotted the NPC list on my second screen, pointed at the name of the butler, rolled
Yes.
her eyes at me,
With good cause.
and shook her head. Yes. Okay, so let me have a look. What was I doing? It was something to do with the demon, wasn't it? It was see what he's going to do this round. Ideally, he needs to heal himself. Is what he needs to do.
I'd rather he didn't.
Needs to throw a blanket over his head.
What, like a goose? An angry goose?
Okay,
Horrible goose.
so there.
He needs to be in the
Actually,
shade, doesn't
haven't
he?
said that. Let's not forget his regeneration. He gets 2 points back this round. And then I know what he's going to do after that. Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's
He's
a
good.
lovely day in the duchy, and you are a horrible goose.
Okay. If you say so. Right then, so... oh, shit, he's still... Yeah, okay. Still doing the thingy thing. Right, Mog to go next. What would you like to do?
Well, I think, so this guy's on yellow, yeah? Like, how close to yellow? I don't want to accidentally kill him. I kind of want to knock him out.
You
if
can
that's
subdue
possible.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Remember-
This is an
necessarily have to kill him.
accident.
Yeah. I know that's the thing, though.
Yeah,
You know,
remember
I don't
any-
want to.
Sorry, go on.
I'm thinking more thematically. I don't want to, like, attack him with my axe and it'd be like 1,000,000 points or something. Because then, that's going to feel a bit weird. Like, yeah, I've just knocked
It's,
him out.
it's
with the
always a
sharp
matter.
end
It's
of
always a
my
matter
axe.
of how do you want to do this, isn't it?
I know,
Yes.
I know.
As long as I'm saying how do you want to do this, you have the option of going, well,
Yeah.
I'm going to take him alive for a start.
Yeah. I suppose I could. I suppose I could theoretically have hit him with the other end of the axe.
Well, exactly. Hit him with a pommel.
Okay,
You can
right.
hit
I'm
with the
going for
flat
the
of the blade.
pommel. Right. What's his dex?
No, it's not going to be that high, is it? So this is Magnus. Magnus's dex is... Hold on, this is responding a little bit slowly. So, okay, dexterity 1.
Okay, right. Let's get my extra dice.
And 5 stunt points. Here we go.
Oh shit! I rolled I rolled the damage before I rolled the attack. Sorry.
Okay, so
I was a bit excited. Sorry.
if you do hit, you can keep that as the damage.
Okay. Hang on. Am I even close enough to hit him without moving?
No, you're not actually.
Right, hang on. So I'll move the one square and not use aim.
Yes, okay.
I've done this in the wrong order.
But you could charge.
You've also missed.
Oh no!
Hands,
That was
hands.
such a good
Yeah.
attack.
Hang on. See ya.
Oh, no, wait. No, you haven't.
See ya.
Defense 11. Yeah, the seer power
Yay!
was working on you, so you get a reroll anyway. Sorry, no, his defense is 11. No, wait. He's got his... Yeah, you've hit him.
Hey!
So, 25 damage.
Yeah.
That would be... Let me just calculate this. So I just need to check one of the magical effects that's running on him at the moment.
Sorry, I got really excited there.
No, that's okay.
It's a thing to be excited about.
Okay, so you transform, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. For the non-magical shit, right? Okay. You said this is a magical axe, so that's
Yeah, it is.
26 damage. So, with that in mind,
Yep.
how do you wish this to play out?
I would quite like to knock him out, thank you. I don't want to kill him. I want to
Off it.
knock him out and subdue him.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Bog walks up and just like pats him on the head.
Clonk.
Blade.
yeah,
And he goes
basically,
bong.
you
over.
you walk up to him and just bang him in on the forehead with the butt of the
Pommel?
the pommel of the axe. His head snaps backwards and bangs off the door behind him, and then he just slumps
Oh.
forward. He is unconscious but still alive.
Yeah, could have a bit of a hangover.
He's going to have a massive hangover, yeah. So, Goro,
Did
what
you
would
get
you
it,
like?
Magnus? You're the butt of the joke.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
What would Goro like to do?
The target-rich environment has ceased to be.
Yep.
It is an X fight. Right.
no, you're not quite. Still a demon floating around somewhere.
Oh yeah. I'm just like in the immediate area.
Yeah.
We're no longer in combat. All of these people are subdued.
That's correct. This is a lull in the fight. Yeah. Still getting calls for help from the north, of course.
That is true.
I have a solution for that, but you'll have to wait for next time.
Yeah, and think of
Well,
something as a
I still need some healing.
Adrian needs
Adrian definitely needs some healing.
Can I make a suggestion?
I was just going to say, I was just going to ask Kellen, do you think it would be good to heal everybody in the room as a goodwill gesture?
Well, this is we basically we've got Gildane here. You can talk to him and say to him, "Look, we're not your enemy. Here's
we're
some
not.
healing."
Yeah. Well, we're, as suggestions go, we're already on the same wavelength. I'm going to do the big one.
Oh, okay,
I was
go
going to
for
say,
it.
if you're throwing up a cloud of healing and I'm in the general area, I wouldn't say no.
Oh yeah. You're my favourite patient.
I was going to say if you move slightly further
Let's see.
northwards.
Well, I'm just looking at the range. 10 yards or 10 meters.
Mog's kind of through that door. I don't know if you can see her at this point. Whereas if you were to move,
Well, I can see the edge of you.
if you were to move to there,
Yeah, if you move to there, it's probably your best bet.
and then you've got everybody in visual.
Well, I don't think I've got anything else to spend my minor action on. So yeah,
you can always hide behind that chair or wherever it is.
I've got Kellen and Mog in the same room. I don't need to hide behind a chair.
Okay,
Right.
go ahead and make your cast then.
Okay, I'm throwing up healing aura, and I'm piling in the maximum amount for it.
Okay.
So that'll be a 9 for this. So that's a healing aura 3, and I think is it on the initial cast that you need to change it, or is it just for the payload? No, so I think I can do this. It's the roll's the same regardless. Healing aura.
Yeah. So that's
Pass.
a pass, or is it?
Right.
And Puppets of Fate. Go ahead
Right.
and make a saving throw. Fate intervenes, and unfortunately for
Did
you,
you hang on? Hang on. Did we need a 15 to pass?
15 to pass. Yeah.
Hands.
We do have a hands point.
Right. Fate attempts to intervene, but it stops itself. So the enemy loses a Puppets of Fate point. You lose a Hands of Fate point.
Sean, if you can deal with that one just while I'm doing the.
Well, hands is now at nothing.
Okay.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Because she burnt 4 before. That was the last point that was there.
Right. So I'm now doing the healing, and
Effectively, that's the amount of damage that we get back.
yes. Now from my miracle worker, you get my. It's already calculated in my willpower that you get, and the other 2 levels of that aren't relevant. Okay, so yep, 16 back for everybody who needs it, I think.
How much did you say 16?
Okay.
Yeah, I can pick 8 people, so
Oh, that's nice. I'm back in Soda Green.
and I'll do Gildane as well.
I'm getting a strange pop-up.
Okay, what's the pop-up you're getting?
It told me to enter a new value into the box, so enter a modification like +5 or -3, and we'll add or subtract from the current number. Press enter to save.
Right, probably don't do that.
I wasn't going to.
Right, I've adjusted
Oh,
Adrian's
it's gone
on my
now.
own.
Lovely.
I don't know what that was about.
Just need to see if this spell goes off.
So-
Yep, go ahead.
16 for Gildane, 16 for Magnus.
He wasn't. Oh well, yeah. If he was.
Yeah, okay. Make a note of those for me. I'm just calculating something else at the minute. Make a note of those for me. Tell me again when I ask. Just need to read something.
And is that Lyra?
She wasn't wounded.
She wasn't right. Okay. So as long as they're subdued, then they're getting healing as well.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I just need to make a couple of jubbies over here, and then I'll come back and deal with that. So I just need to add this to there. That's another thing I need to add. Sorry, this. Where is it?
Mog, I'm assuming we've got rope.
Oh yeah, always got rope. Can't remember off the top of my head how much rope we've got, but it'll be way more than we need.
Yeah.
Right. So let's have them tied up and take all of their stuff off them, especially their any wands, rods, staves. Get the arcane devices off them so they can't cast.
Okay. So which of the NPCs got healed?
Gildane and Magnus, if they were actually injured.
Gildane and Magnus, yes.
Well, Magnus is
If
definitely injured.
they were restrained,
Magnus not currently restrained.
right? Then
Gildane,
no, I
yeah.
wouldn't include him.
Okay, so Gildane, who is? Let me just find him on the scanning back up. Handouts.
He sat in a
company
chair by
events,
the table.
Gildane, yeah, it's character sheet I'm looking for. Apprentice Gildane. Although actually, yeah, I could have just done it for it. Never mind. How much did you heal him? Sorry.
16.
16. That would be 36. That would bring him up to. That's above his maximum. So that's him back up to 33, which is full. So he's currently unconscious and captured and restrained.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got him restrained. Oops, it is. You've got him restrained. Oh, fucking gluey cursor again. Stop it.
He's just blinded, actually.
Still blinded as well, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so turn order. So you've healed him. You've healed you guys. We have Apprentice Lyra. Did you heal?
Mm-hmm. She wasn't injured.
She's not injured.
That's what Sean said.
Apprentice Lyra must be injured because you took her out at the start. She's been unconscious.
She was knocked out.
Let me just find out.
Yeah, hang on. You spent the last session chasing her across the ice, beating her with the blunt end of your sword.
Yeah.
To knock her out.
Yeah,
Until
but
she was knocked out.
That still takes health off them. Yeah.
Right.
Well, if that-
In which
that's-
case,
It just means when they get to 0, they don't die. They're just unconscious.
Oh, right. Well, she's on 16 points then.
yeah,
Right. Okay. So
her aura is misleading.
her aura was the one we were having trouble with last time.
Yeah.
I think actually, wasn't it? Because her health is currently reading 0, so she's now on 16. So that'll bring her back to full consciousness. She will be able to act again now, but she is captured and restrained.
Take all of their gear off them.
Okay, that was the next thing you were going to do. So we're taking quite a bit of time here if you're searching everybody. So I'm going to take us out of combat because you're not quite sure what the enemy's up to at the moment. Excuse me. I am, so I will probably do that off screen after the thing because I pretty much know what their plan is. Don't forget, you've still got somebody shouting for help from the north, but we will deal with that next week. First of all, I'm going to tell you what you found. You haven't captured the butler. You have captured Magnus, so let me just see what you've stolen off Magnus. Okay, 2 mana potions.
Sweet.
They do 1d6 plus willpower mana restoration when you drink them. That's each. So let me know when you've got those noted. Yep, excellent.
Yep.
He has 2 empty healing potions. He drank them. Sorry, 1 empty healing potion, and he's cast his scroll. So that's all you've found from him. Yeah, I don't think you need to record 1 empty healing potion.
We might use the bottle.
You might use a bottle. Yeah.
Cycling.
It could be evidence. Whatever.
Yeah, okay, so Gildane, who
I'm
you've also
taking
managed
dictation.
to captured, has... No, he drank his mage elixirs, so he has 1 healing potion. It's a 2d6 plus con healing potion. I should probably... Used or removed when you've taken it. Okay, so that's Gildane, and let me just have a look at Lyra. Doesn't look like she has anything. Make an arcane law test.
Is this a combined test for the 2 mages?
Yeah, you can do.
Okay, so however much it is.
Well, Cora's pretty confident that the wand that she's got, the red crystal wand with a bone handle, is not just a magical focus, it's an adept's wand.
Oh yes, and what's that?
It gives you +1 to cast whichever arcanum it's +1 spell power on whatever arcanum it belongs to.
And with 6 stunt points, what arcana does it belong to?
Death.
Oof.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I'll be taking that.
You were bloody lucky to take her out early. You really were.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 primary arcanums, the ones she's best at, are actually, oddly enough, death and psychic are her 2 primary ones. She was the one with the pestilence, which she tried once and it didn't go. It is a fucking horrific spell. It's really nasty.
Right. Okay. Important point. Clarify for me.
Yes.
Priest of Palor.
Priest
I am
of
holding. I'm holding a Death Arcana Adept's wand. Is this anathema to my beliefs?
Oh, absolutely, it is. Yes.
I am striking it down with Holy Lightning the same way I did with the mask.
Okay, you take an attack with it. Take your points off and make an attack. Make a spell cast.
I'm going to have to drain the magic from the book at this point.
Right. Okay.
So that's 20 back on, and I am casting. Did we use Jolt last time?
No, I think you used lightning strike.
Shock Blast?
Shock blast, sorry, yes.
Shock Blast, okay. And that's just on the wand.
Yep, okay, so the shock blast strikes the wand and electrical power pulses through it, poof, blows the crystal apart. Lyra actually screams and pronounces some horrific, monstrous, abusive outpouring of words at you.
In the name of Palor, this horrendous device will be destroyed.
Okay.
And if you do not mind your mouth, you will follow it.
Okay, so that stream of abuse she gave you was a pestilence spell.
At which point I just stab her
Hang
through
on.
the throat.
What's she using as an arcane device?
That wasn't her arcane device.
I said take everything off her.
Yes, you've taken everything you can find off her.
Is it a hairpin or something?
You're not sure. So
Wait, is she the one with the funny eyes?
Yeah,
yes.
she is. Is it her eyes?
Oh no.
Arcane device eyes.
Who
Fetch
knows?
the melon baller.
That's fairly repellent. Okay, could I have a
Puppets.
Yeah, puppets of
Yeah,
fate.
yeah, you can try a puppets. You can try a puppets of
In
fate.
the interests of
Take the
fairness,
point
we
off.
are out of combat. Are
Yeah.
we still in a position where that stands?
Shit, no, good point. Very
Calling it
good
right,
point. So,
right down the middle.
yeah. So, as she curses you successfully, Kellen coup de grace her.
Yep.
She's got 16 points back, but I'm not gonna make
Yeah,
rules. I'm gonna say succeeds. So she
Mm-hmm.
because you destroyed her wand and it's
Yep.
so important to her,
Yep.
she just automatically reflexively cast pestilence, and then
Yeah, it's fine.
Kellen, realizing what was happening, just finishes her off. So I will just pop her onto dead.
Right.
0, and then we'll calculate what happens to you as a result of pestilence.
Well, I've got my very next action prepped.
Okay, which I imagine will be to cure yourself of the pestilence.
Absolutely, yes. Healing touch with the journeyman's miracle worker bonus
Yeah.
for 5 magic points to cure any disease.
Hold on till we get to that.
Okay.
You inflict a terrible sorcerer's wasting disease on a target of your choice. The victim must be within 10 yards, which you are, and make a Constitution Stamina test. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
You might not need to do all your stuff if you pass this. Ooh. You didn't. This is not going to come as any surprise, but you didn't pass that.
That's fine. That's fine.
So that means you take you immediately fall ill. So you, as the pestilence hits, you can see all these boils break out all over Gora's face. Gora starts retching. Black vomit comes out.
Yep.
You suffer a -2 penalty on all physical ability tests, and you take damage, D6 penetrating damage.
Yep.
1.
Okay.
And now you can attempt to free yourself of that spell. Otherwise, it will continue until you die, or it is removed somehow, dispelled somehow. Yeah.
Most holy Palor, in this place that you blessed, in serving actions of your holy name, please heal your servant.
Okay, go for it. 16 is a pass, or is it?
Right.
Because there's
Theirs
has gone as well.
Theirs has gone as well.
Theirs has gone as well. So yeah, the boils break out. You start vomiting black, and then you manage to get through the prayer without retching, and the black boils disappear. Your vomit turns a normal colour, and then you stop vomiting. And at that point, thank you very much for coming. Hope you've enjoyed the game. That's the big mage battle over for now, as both groups have kind of disengaged, and you're not quite sure. Each is not entirely sure what the other one's up to. You have captives. They're up to something, and you still have somebody shouting for help from the north. We will find out what happens about that next week. Thank you all at home for joining us for the show. Don't forget that if you would like to pick up some of these maps, they will become available on the Gethsemane Games drive-through RPG store relatively shortly. There are already a lot of things over there if you'd like to take a look. Also check out our Patreon. These maps are available to Patreons already. I'll pop that in the YouTube thing for you. I've been your Games Master. I'm Brian F. Irving, and of course our cast have been Louise Morris.
Bye bye.
As Mog of the Bright Eye Clan. They've been Sean McGuile.
Yeah, that's kind of a good game.
Thank you. As Kellen of Highgate. And they've been Patrick Heaviside.
Blessings of Palor.
As Gora, the priestess of Palor. We'll catch you again next week. In the meantime, do stay safe, take care, and we'll see you then.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now.